Hello, metalheads. This is Niels Patrick Johansson. You are watching CMS TV.
It is your classic metal show right here on the classicmetalshow.com. That is Wasp right there with Goodbye America. And kicking off the show today, we heard Def Leppard with Hello America. And I would like you to say hello to my friend and partner, Chris Akin. What's going on there, Chris?
What is up, sir? How are we?
Well, we're back again, celebrating 250th anniversary of these great United States.
Are we celebrating?
Yeah, by doing the show.
I guess.
This is my celebration. This is the way that I would prefer to celebrate.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I'm here and you're here, so we're celebrating together.
Doesn't that make this our celebration?
This is our celebration. Yes, it is. And I see that we have a bunch of fans hanging out here to hear what we have to say, whatever that might be.
Yeah, God knows what it's going to be tonight, but we'll see.
I have no idea, but I hope you're in good form this evening.
Well, my back don't hurt. That's good, at least right now.
Well, that is a positive thing. I'm glad to know that you're not in pain at the moment.
Dude, I was dying last week. We got to that third whatever segment we were on. I think it was the third segment.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing all my little squirmy shit that I do. Like, I watched it back on the replay, and I was like, man, this looks like I'm fucking trying to break dance or something. I'm like,
I got ants in my pants.
Yeah, I was like moving all over the place, just trying to find a spot that my back wouldn't hurt, and it didn't. And then I called you like as soon as the segment was over. I have a fan literally right here. Yeah. Because this, as you're well aware, this studio gets extremely hot.
Sure.
So the fan being right here, literally the cord is dragged across the floor. It's not put, it's a very temporary fan. I use it only when I do the show. So I just dragged the fan over and I drag back. Man, I went to get out of here and I could not step over the goddamn cord on the floor. I was like, what
you were paralyzed.
I couldn't pick up my fucking leg because it was like a sciatic. It wasn't sciatica, but it was like sciatica.
Yeah, it's a spasm.
Yeah, I was done. And I was like, fuck this. And I went straight. I hobbled my ass in the bed, got in the bed, then I called you. I was like, I'm laying in bed. I'm done.
Yeah, well, we came up an hour short. That was it.
Yeah, that's fine. No biggie.
Yeah, everybody got plenty of shit last week, so it is what it is. I had a lot of tunes to play last week. It took me right up to 1 o'clock my time, which is 2 o'clock your time, and so we were short an hour.
Yeah, that's no biggie.
So anyway, hopefully you're in better condition this evening, and we can
I'm okay.
Give the kids a good show.
We'll see, won't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm waiting for the eruption of fireworks to start here. It should be starting any minute now. Well, probably in another hour.
Yeah.
I think it starts at 10 o'clock here.
Well, we got fireworks literally half mile from my place is where the city does their big firework display, so I'm sure I'm going to hear plenty of it as well.
I'm sure.
Assuming it didn't get rained out, because it was pouring down the rain here a little while ago, so
we had that last night. It was pouring rain. Like all day long, it was like miserable hot yesterday.
Yes.
It was like 97, and with the heat index, it was like 106. First of all, before I even go further with this story, why do we even do this heat index bullshit?
I don't even know what it means.
Can't we just say it's 106?
It means nothing to me. The temperature is what the temperature is. It feels hotter. It feels colder. So
it doesn't. It either is or it isn't. Dude, have you ever, put your hand in a refrigerator or a freezer or something, go, well, you know what? I know it's cold in here, but I think it feels colder.
Yeah, it's 32 degrees in there, but it actually feels like it might be 29.
Yeah, it's like, what does that mean?
That means
temperature is the whole basis of temperature is how it feels, right?
Yeah, well, more or less. I mean, there's an actual measurement for it, but it's subjective to how people deal with it. I got people that I know that I work with that they love it when it's hot, and then I have other people who are miserable when it's hot. So it's just like whatever it means to you, that's what it means.
Yeah. I mean, but enough of this. It's 92 feels like 103. Shut up. It's either 103 or it's not. Stop with all this bullshit.
How do you know what it feels like?
Yeah, who's feeling it exactly?
Yeah, I know. Who's putting a temperature on how it feels?
Yeah, I mean, come on. It's so fucking dumb.
I know it is. It's ridiculous. I know it's one of those meteorologic blah 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 things. The barometric pressure is.
Yeah, it's keeping these fuckwads employed. Well, it's going to be a hot one out there, folks. You better drink your water because it's going to be 96, but it's going to feel 110.
Yeah, stay hydrated, people. Stay hydrated.
Make sure you take 2 bottles of water with you on your way to work in case you run out of gas. You're going to need that water because it feels like it's 110. It's only 92, but it feels 110.
Right, exactly.
Fucking idiots.
Yeah, I know. On the toll road that I drive on, they have these big illuminated signs. You know, they're warning signs that talk. You know, it'll tell you if there's a hazard ahead, or you know, it'll give you some kind of a driving warning or something like that, or just remind you it's a speed limit. It's not a suggestion. You know, left lane for passing only. You know, that kind of thing. Well, all week it's been, you know, heat hazard warning. Stay hydrated the whole way. Heat warning, hazard warning. Stay hydrated. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, it is what it is.
So I'm staying hydrated, Chris. I'm heeding the warnings.
I'm writing the Barden who says I'm too scared to take his call.
What is that all about?
Trying desperately to get me to go, no, I'm not. See, now the phones are open for you. Fuck you, dickhead. Not happening. It's not that I'm too scared of you. It's your calls are useless.
Yeah.
Your takes are useless. Your calls are useless. Therefore, you, other than being a blip on the fucking screen, making me a nickel in the chat room, you are useless. There's your answer, dick fuck.
Wow. Already out the gate. Getting under your skin.
Not really. Not really.
You raised your voice. He's got to realize that people don't find his calls interesting.
There's a show for his calls over on the other thing.
Yeah.
E.T. He's always ready to talk. He's always ready to hear a dumb take on Van Hagar or tonight Bon Jovi. He's always ready for that dumb take. So go over there, Barden. He'll take your dumb take and he'll give you 20 minutes of it. Yeah, that's right, Barden. I'm fucking terrified. Watch how terrified I am. See, now I'm terrified that you've been muted forever again. Goodbye, dick fuck.
All right. So that's your answer, Chris? Just deleting people?
Yes.
Is that just how you deal with it? You just delete people?
Yep, I'm just a censoring dick now.
Your intolerance? Your
That's
intolerance for an opposing point of view?
Mm-hmm. That's it.
You terrorist. You.
It's my way or beat it. You're right, it is censorship, J-Rad, and I'm the fucking... Where's my gavel? I'm the judge.
Yeah, I'm the judge, except you bring out the other judge.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm the judge, and here it is.
See ya, Barden.
But, all right. Well, anyway, we are back. It is 4th of July for the American folks among us. And for those of you who, want to celebrate along with your American friends, you're welcome as well. But,
that's right.
I was thinking today that I remember when 1976 came around. Mm-hmm. And that was the big 200th anniversary. And remember that special? Yeah, I was thinking about that. Remember that special flag that they came up? It was that star flag. Do you remember that at all?
Was it with the? No, that's just.
It was
flag.
like it was
not the one with the circle, right? The circle.
It was like almost like a string star. It was like, it was a special 1976 flag. It was on a white background, and it was like a multicolor the star was kind of like a drawn star. It wasn't sharp. It was like lines.
It was just one star. No, I do not remember this, and neither does the internet. I'm looking. I don't see it.
The 1976.
Yeah, that's. I looked up 1976 special flag.
How about bicentennial flag?
Let's see, BICNT.
I was thinking, holy shit, that was 50 years ago.
Yeah, it was so long ago it dropped off the internet. Apparently,
it's off the interwebs.
Because it ain't there either.
All right. Maybe it was just my imagination.
Might just have been your town.
No, it was a national thing. Oh, it was the 1976 bicentennial flag.
I'll show you what's coming up. It's the only thing that's coming up for.
Yeah, there it is. It's American. It's red, white, and it's red and blue, and it says American Revolution. But no, that's not it.
That's not it.
No. I pulled it right up as soon as I typed it in there.
I typed in. Well, send me the link.
It says American Revolution Bicentennial, 1776 to 1976.
American Revolution Bicentennial. I am not getting it. All I'm getting is 1776 flags.
Huh. Interesting.
That's all I'm getting.
You must have a censored internet.
Yeah, it must be. Barden took that flag with him.
I'm going to send this link over to you. But anyway, the point of what I was trying to think of was that I can't believe how fast 50 years has gone by.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I was a kid when that was.
Well, we were both kids.
Yeah, we were both kids. Now I'm thinking about it.
I was, I think, 12. Yeah, I was 12. Yeah, so 12 years old.
I was born in 68, so that would have made me, 8?
Yeah.
8 years old, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But it was kind of a big deal, I remember it was a lot of run up to the celebration. I believe Jimmy Carter was in the office at the time, wasn't he? I think
76 was Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Then he got thrown out of there in 80 by Big Ron.
Yeah, Ronald Reagan.
Yep. Another fucking piece of shit that wrecked the economy. Am I not supposed to say that because he's a Republican? That guy was
there you go. You don't remember that at all?
Not at all. Not saying it didn't. It obviously existed. I just don't remember that. And I was looking for a flag, not a symbol or whatever.
Well, that was a flag, though.
Was it?
They made that into a flag. I remember that was flying around a lot of places.
Yeah. Now that kind of flag airs at places where you can see people opening their asshole.
You think that looks like a rainbow flag?
Just color it a couple different colors. It's the same thing.
Oh, my God. That's funny.
It's an anal revolution.
Is that what it is? Yeah, so that just came to mind today. It's just like, I remember there was a lot of fanfare because of the bicentennial, but I don't think this is quite as big. Do you think if this country lasts another 50 years, do you think the 300th anniversary will be a big deal?
I think they'll try to make it a big deal, but will it be? I have no idea on that.
Yeah, because neither one of us will be around to see.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what do you remember about 1976 in general, being an 8-year-old, a lovable, tussable 8-year-old boy?
I remember exactly where I was. I was at Providence, Rhode Island for the big 1776 parade, and I don't remember if we saw the tall ships that day. I think that week or that weekend was the first time I saw the tall ships. And I remember they sold these little sword things, and my mom was foolish enough to buy me and my brother these sword things.
Like a saber?
Yeah, like a saber.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And we were just running around like First of all, we were all dressed up. It's 9 million fucking degrees. And we're wearing the what do you want to call it? The vests and everything.
Kind of like you were like revolutionary soldiers.
Yes. We were all dressed up with the stupid powdered wiggy shit.
Right.
Like my grandparents went all out on this bullshit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they were up in the Northeast where, you know, everything started.
Yeah, but it didn't go well because then immediately, within 5 minutes, me and my brother were smacking people with the fucking swords. It didn't go well.
What, were they plastic?
Yeah, they were plastic. They weren't made of. We weren't cutting people. We were just.
I know, but I
people.
just didn't know if they were made out of wood or plastic.
No, just plastic. Just little junky plastic swords that probably cost $13 for about 3 cents worth of
some plastic
worth of sword. Yeah. So
it looks like you had kind of a colorful childhood, in your younger years.
Oh, I definitely did. I mean, and this obviously my relatives are from New England, so 1776, that was a huge deal, man.
Sure it was.
It was a big deal for them. But
is this one of the trips that you rode in the Pacer?
Probably. That's right around that time. Because if I remember right, my dad had a Pacer and my mom had a 280Z, a Datsun, not even a Mazda, the Datsun 280Z.
The Datsun 280Z.
Yeah, the old one.
The one that
it wasn't old at the time, though. I mean, that was like the thing, I think.
Right, right.
But yeah, she had a Datsun 280Z, and we rode up. If I remember right, it was in the Pacer. It could very well have been in. We also sometime in there, we literally had a Griswold mobile. We had a big old fucking what do you call those? A station wagon.
Yeah, station wagon.
But it was exactly like the Griswold one with the wood panel, fake wood paneling on the side of it. It was green.
What did they call that? That was like the Town and Country edition.
Yeah, it was. I was 8. I don't know.
I think that's what they call the Town and Country. It was probably like a Chrysler,
right?
Or, something like that, or Ford. It was like a Ford had the wood paneling on the side.
Yeah, I believe you, but I don't know. I really don't know the answer. I got
a couple of years on you, so I probably know that in some way, shape, or form.
Right? Too funny.
So funny. That is funny. So, yeah, I can't imagine your whole family traveling in the Datsun. Yeah, that wasn't a very big car.
No, that was my mom's ride. That was her car.
So mom had a sporty ride for her, and dad had the conservative bubble mobile.
Well, he had a Pacer. My dad he always had a few cars. Like I was like his total disappointment as a boy because I wanted nothing to do with his cars.
Right.
Like he had in the driveway, he had a Mustang, and it was the ugly Mustang before they got cool looking, the ones that looked like a Dodge Dart. Like in the 70s Mustang,
Yeah. Was it a fastback?
No. It was a generic, the most cheapest generic Mustang you could buy at the time.
Okay. All right.
And it was brown and it was ugly. I mean, it was really an ugly car.
Right.
And then he had he had this pickup truck that had to be from the 60s. And the only reason I remember the pickup truck is because he and I one day painted it with fucking picnic table paint. No kidding. This piece of shit was rusting away. And we painted it with picnic table paint.
With brushes?
Yes.
You brushed it?
We brushed it. And it had, and forgive me for being knowing anything about cars and trucks. You could probably tell me what this is. He had the back of it jacked way up, and it had some kind of like a bow thing underneath the back wheels that bounced.
Okay.
But it wasn't like a shock absorber. It was like a bow. It looked like a bow.
All right.
And it kind of bounced
All right.
on this bow thing. It was a piece of shit truck.
It was probably like a transverse spring.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. All I know is my dad used to get on me all the time and be like, come out here and help me fix the Mustang. And I'd go out in the driveway and he'd be like, okay, hand me the 3/8 or whatever. And
this thing, Dad? Is it
And
this?
he'd be like, you are fucking worthless.
He goes,
What's this? This is a 3/8. How do you not know that?
that's a crescent wrench.
And that's what he used to say to me. He'd be like, how do you not know that? How do you not know that's the 5/16?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Get some education.
Yeah. And meanwhile, he could ask me for a 3/8 or whatever, and I'd have handed him a fucking saw. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I had
you were just,
no
you just
idea.
stand there. He goes, just
Yeah.
hold the light. Just hold the light.
Exactly. That was exactly right.
At least you could just hold the light. And then you're
And
standing
even then,
there
he'd
with-
yell at me about that. He'd be like,
Yeah, there you go. Well, put the light here where I'm working, not all over the place.
he'd be like, Chris, don't you know that I can't see in the shadow? All right, I'm holding it. What do you want?
Yeah,
Meanwhile, I didn't even have my feet on the fucking ground because I'm 8 years old.
Yeah, put the light where my hands are working.
Yeah, I don't know. I can see what you're doing.
You know what? Just go in and help your mother.
That was pretty much it. It's like, go help your mom bake a cake.
God damn it. Have your brother come out here instead.
Yeah, send Jason out. You can go make a roast with your mom.
Jesus Christ, son of a bitch.
He hated, and rightly so. I mean, he was trying to man me up a little bit, and I wanted nothing to. It was the one. I will admit that is one thing that even today I want nothing to do with fixing cars. I get nothing out of it except busted knuckles, and I'm just like, fuck that. Here's $100. You fucking fix it. I don't care.
Jesus Christ. Son of a bitch.
That's exactly right. That's how my dad felt. I'm sure of it.
I wonder you had a falling out for 10 years.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that had a whole lot to do with it. It might have made the grudge last a little longer. Just remember back, this guy called me when I was 8.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a traumatic experience growing up in that household.
Yeah.
I'm never going back there again.
Never.
It's just so too funny. Yeah. Well, that was my upbringing, is working on engines and cars and stuff, and I got pretty damn good at it, so yeah, I believe I did my first tune-up on a Chevy 250 inline at 9 years old.
My first tune-up, and it's barely a tune-up, but actually replacing spark plugs and shit like that, coil packs and stuff,
Yes.
was on the car you sold me. That's how long it took me to actually do something like a fucking adult man.
My 1998 Monte Carlo.
And that was in what, like 2010 or something?
2006.
Yeah.
I got the Monte SS in 2006 and sold you my 98.
Yeah. And I just remember I honestly was gonna have somebody else do it. And I went and I priced out like the coil packs and the spark plugs or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was, I don't know, $100 or something. Maybe a little more, maybe a little less. I don't remember. But then I called Goodyear down the road from me, and they were like, yeah, it'll be $800. And I was like, you know what? Today's the day I'm figuring it out.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out there and get my hands dirty.
Yep. And I really, it took me like 2 or 3 days to do it because I really was not prepared for it. And I
Right.
didn't have any of the tools either. Like, you know how and again, this is going to prove what I don't know the name of this tool, but
Right.
it's some sort of a ratchet thing, and it's got like a real long thing, and the spark plug fits in the ratchet itself.
It's a spark plug wrench.
Yeah. I had to go buy one of those because I didn't have one of those.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't have some kind of special tool to take off the coil packs.
Yeah, you probably need a star driver to get the packs off.
And then there was some kind of spring underneath it that of course I dropped and couldn't find. So then I had to go buy the spring. By the time it was done, I might as well have just taken it to Goodyear.
Right.
Spent about the same amount of money.
You had to go buy the tools and everything to do the job.
It really was.
Well, hey, look, at least you took the initiative to do the job.
Yeah. Now I know I can do it if I ever need to again. But I don't think, do they even make that kind of shit anymore in these newer cars?
Everything is high tech these days. There's not a whole lot you can do by yourself. I mean, obviously you can change spark plugs and shit like that, but everything is so electronic that there's limited things that you can really do.
Yeah, it's like my car now. It's an old car, but like when you know how you have to hit the brake before you can push the button to make the car start?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, mine is starting to go. So I guess that's the starter starting to go, I guess.
I don't know. What is it doing?
Well, when I push the brake down, it doesn't always come on right away.
Okay.
And then I got to kind of take my foot off it and do it a couple of times until it brings me the little message on the thing that says, okay, start your car.
You might have just a bad switch.
Yeah, I don't know. And believe me, I'm never going to find out. I'm going to run it till it won't start. Then I'm going to have somebody tow it out of here.
Right.
I know that's what I'm going to do.
Well, at least you have a plan.
Yes. Not a good one, but a plan.
This is my plan. When my car fails, I'm just going to have somebody tow it out of here.
That's it. Well, you got to admit, I have done better with this car than any vehicle in my life.
Yeah, Mr. Wreck into a tree.
Into a tree, into a bridge. I left one car. I hit
you said you just abandoned a car on the side of the road.
Many, not one. At least three. One of them wasn't even my car. One of them was one I borrowed.
And nobody ever called you and said, "Hey, Mr. Akin, we found your car on the side of the road." Never.
I would get a letter in the mail from whatever towing company.
Yeah.
And, and they would say, well, you owe $700 on the lot fee or whatever it is, the towing and the lot fee or whatever.
Storage
and
fee.
I'm just like, fuck you.
Did you leave your plate on the car?
Yeah.
You just walked away from it? Plate.
Called Georgetta. She came pick me up. That was the end of the car. It was like, you're going to have to take me to work for a couple of days while I buy another one.
Oh, that's funny.
Dude, I did that. I did that with 3 different cars. One of them was Matt Wardlaw's. He had loaned me a car, and then he had said I could keep it, but we hadn't done the paperwork yet.
Right.
And the engine just blew up on the fucking road. And I just was like, done. Pulled off to the side, walked.
And then you said, "Hey, Matt, I just left the car on the side of the road."
I did. I literally called Matt and I said, if they call you, tell me and I'll pay whatever I have to pay.
Right.
And he's like, what do you mean? And I was like, yeah, I just left the car.
Yeah.
And he's like, what do you mean you left the car? It's like, it's done. The engine's blown. And he was like, oh, all right. And that was that. Dude, the worst one was my motorcycle. I left. I don't know if I've ever told this whole story or not on the show, but I used to have a motorcycle. It was a crotch rocket. It was a Kawasaki 550. It wasn't a big bike or anything, but it was my bike.
Cafe bike, huh?
Yeah, well, it was a graduation present when I graduated high school. My dad bought me this bike. It was a nice riding bike. I mean, it wasn't I guess it wasn't really a crotch rocket. It wasn't the kind that you have to lean all the way over.
Okay.
It was a riding bike.
All right.
But it wasn't a Harley. It was a Kawasaki.
Yeah,
and it was small. It was 550.
Just a normal street bike.
Yeah, just a get around town bike, basically. Mm-hmm. And I rode this bike everywhere in the summer just because it was cheap. You fill up the gas tank and go for 1,000 miles or whatever on 4 gallons of gas. It was great. But I rode it to Metallica one year, and it was on the and I can tell you the year. I can tell you the month even. It was June 23rd of 1994. I remember the date. And the reason I remember the date is because it caused me so many problems from what happened at that Metallica show. I'm at the Metallica show. I got drunk as I get. And they were doing these, the fans on the lawn were lighting up blankets and moshing around the blankets. And I just got one of those indestructible hairs up my ass, and I dove into one of the fucking blanket fires.
Right. You did tell that story before.
I dove into it, and I 2nd degree burned my whole arm and hands and everything else. So they ended up taking me to like the little doctor room or whatever there.
The little triage center.
Yeah. And, you know, they're wrapping me up or whatever. And I told them, I said, I'm going to have to come back tomorrow for my motorcycle. There's no way I can ride it. A, I'm trashed. And B, I'm burned up. There was no way I could get it. I could take it home. And they were like, okay, no problem. And I came back the next day and it was towed. And I was like, nope, not going to go get that. I called the place to get it. It was $600 for the towing. Because it was like $200 for the towing, but some kind of special fee because it was a motorcycle. They had to use some kind of, I don't know, which is probably all bullshit, but they, you know, they said they had to put it on some special truck or something to get it because it was a motorcycle. And I was like, yeah, I'm never claiming that. And they tried to get me for like 2 years. And then they were like, well, we're going to put it on your taxes. And I was like, go ahead.
Put it on your taxes.
Yeah, they were like, I knew that wasn't true.
Yeah,
like,
they can just put.
You can't just put it on your taxes. And it wasn't towed by the city. It was towed by, you know, Bob's Towing out there in Cuyahoga Falls or whatever. But they were just full of shit, and I just wasn't going to pay it, so I didn't. And that was the end of my motorcycle.
Well, you said you got it as a high school graduation gift.
Mm-hmm.
So it was what, 8 years old at this point?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So it was a few years old.
Yeah, and I had used it. I mean, I had like 40,000 miles or something on it, so it wasn't a total loss. I guess I got my money's worth out of it. Nothing. Yeah. You know, it didn't cost me anything.
Plus, you were gone away to the service for a few years. Yeah. Would it just stay at your parents' house?
No, I had it. I didn't have it in Korea, but I had it in California.
Okay.
I had them ship it to me in California. And I rode it, especially when I got out of the military. Like where I lived on the base was about 3 miles from where I worked on the base. Mm-hmm. So I could ride the motorcycle every day.
So you were like Tom Cruise in Top Gun.
Yeah, I was Maverick.
Going over to Kelly McGillis's house.
Mm-hmm.
Just
cruising along. Yeah, but then I started riding it to work when I got out of service. Georgetta still had like 10 months left in service. So I got this job at this law firm, and I used to ride it up whatever that was, Highway 1 or Highway 101, whichever one, I don't remember. But it was right next to the ocean.
Yeah, Pacific Coast Highway.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus Christ. When I would come up on, there was like a curve, and then I would get off right there in Monterey. I think it's Monterey. I would get off right there in Monterey, and just coming around that curve, I would get sandblasted by fucking sand that was blowing from the beach.
Yeah, it like formed a little cove in there, and it caused like a vortex.
Yeah. And I mean, the first time I went through, I mean, I always did wear a helmet. I will say I was pretty good about wearing a helmet. But, I'm wearing my helmet, and the helmet's getting destroyed, but my hands, so I wasn't wearing gloves or anything. Mm-hmm. And I think I was wearing a short sleeve shirt and like a pair of jeans or something.
All the good riding gear.
Yeah, all the good. At least I had a helmet, right? I could lose all the skin off of everything, but at least I had a helmet. Yeah. I could survive it, so.
Sure.
But yeah, I mean, I just remember my hands just were pouring blood when I got to the law firm because I didn't have gloves on.
You had sandblasted hands.
I did. I did.
Sandblasted the skin right off your hands.
Right. It's like the Pantera song.
Sandblasted skin.
That's right. And it did. It took the skin right off my fucking hands that first day. And I do remember that literally on the way home, I stopped at some place and bought gloves. I had to buy and in California, that's not as easy as it is anywhere else to just, it's not like out there, at least at that time, you could stop in a Kmart and get gloves.
Right.
You had to go to like a motorcycle shop. So I spent way too much money on these fucking gloves. They still had the fingers cut out of them. So right. even riding the next day, my fingers are still getting blasted with the sand. But I just got used to it.
You bought the fingerless gloves.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Fingerless, and the knuckles kind of have like a grip place or something in them.
Right.
But yeah, that was my I rode the shit out of that motorcycle for a while. I really did.
Oh, the good old days.
Mm-hmm. Now I just look at it. Now I look at my neighbor that rides a motorcycle. I'm like, you're so gonna die.
Why do you think that? What brings that to mind?
Because I just know how stupid people are on the road now.
Yeah, well, that part is true. That's absolutely true.
I mean, there was in the time that I was riding the motorcycle, it did seem like people were kind of cognizant and respectful.
They were more conscientious about their driving.
Yeah. Now, if you're riding a motorcycle, if you've got a passenger with you, they'll be like, quick, get your phone out. I'm going to knock this fucker over. World star, bitches.
Right, of course.
Fucking run me off the road. No, thank you. That's why I don't have one now. I've thought about getting them. I loved riding, but I can't do it. I just can't die.
I think a lot of the the driving habits that people have developed within the last two decades is when they stopped having driver's ed in high school.
Sure.
I think that's when it started degrading,
Sure.
because that was like the rite of passage as a young person to get your license at 16.
Right.
And you went to driver's ed in high school and all that other stuff. But when they eliminated that out of high school and it was up to you to go to driver's ed, gals have been delaying that until they're in their 20s and almost 30 years old. I mean, your kids didn't start driving until just recently. Some of your boys,
Two of them don't.
They still don't drive?
Still don't, no.
Wow.
They're perfectly content to take an Uber and and that's good enough.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, go ahead. It's not going to bother me.
I know. It's just an odd way that things are today, because, you and I and all of our friends, that was like I said, the rite of passage to get that license the day you turned 16.
Dude, I had my license at 15. I had that worker's permit at 15 and a half because I'm 15 years old and I was driving from Streetsboro to Northfield, which that's a pretty decent drive. I mean, it's not far. What is it? 10 miles or whatever.
Right.
But for a 15-year-old kid at 4:00 in the morning, that was something, But I had my license at 15 and a half because I had to go to work. I went to work and I worked on loading trucks until school started, and then I drove back to school. Then I went to school for most of the day, and then like 7th period or 8th period, last period of the day, I had a study hall. So I would leave and drive back to the Brown Derby in Northfield, and I'd get on one of those trucks, and then we'd go and deliver like steak meat orders to, remember when they used to do that at the schools?
Yeah, that market day.
Yeah. Well, that was my job, was I would load the trucks in the morning. I was a truckload guy, and I was making great bank for high school. I mean, this was 1985 or whatever, I guess. And in 1985, I was making, I think, $20 an hour.
Oh, look at that.
I mean, that was real money.
Yeah, that was good bucks.
That was, and for a 15-year-old kid. And then I would take that check and I would take half of it. And I played the game with my mom. I'd put half of it in the bank because she wanted me to put half of it in the bank. But then I would take the other half and inevitably just buy weed. And then I would sell weed in school and double down.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. I would double down on on that selling pot in school. What an existence. I was responsible and irresponsible all at the same time.
And where did you purchase weed to sell?
Oh, there was guys right on my street.
I know, but were you ever concerned that you might get busted doing that?
Nah.
No? It never even occurred? Did it not occur to you because you didn't think it would happen, or you weren't aware of potentially being staked out?
That never happened. I never thought about that. And as far as getting busted, I mean, I got busted once or twice, and they just took my weed and yelled at me. Like, I never got busted and like arrested. I got busted once or twice in school. They found weed or joints. You know, a lot of times I would pre-roll the joints and then I would just sell joints.
Right.
Instead of selling, like a lot of people. Jesus Christ, I think somebody just blew up my backyard.
I heard it.
No, I would just roll joints and I'd put them in my locker and people would come up to me during school and they'd be like, "Hey man, I'll give you a 20 for 2 joints." I was like,
really?
Right.
It was $10 a joint?
Yeah.
Was that the going rate?
I don't know if I don't know if it's going rate or what. It's what I sold them for. I sold them two or 10 a joint or 2 for 10. 2 for 10.
Okay,
sorry.
okay, five a joint.
Sorry, 2 for 10.
All
but
right,
everybody wanted to buy it for lunch. Like people would go and they'd buy it and they'd go sit in somebody's car and smoke pot. That's what everybody did, and I was their guy.
Now, when obviously you rolled these, yes?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Did you have a method in rolling them to where they had a certain amount of weed?
No.
I'm just asking. I don't know.
No, I had my little grinder kit, and I ground the shit up, you know, and I always had to do that at my one friend's house, which cost me a couple of joints. Because I couldn't do it at my house.
Yeah, of course not. If your dad bought you, you wouldn't be here talking today.
Yeah, he would have killed me. And literally in our backyard, this is such a dumb story. I don't even know why.
It's a funny story.
It is funny, but we had this little pool in the backyard. It was an in-ground pool, but I kid you not, it was the size of a sauna, but it wasn't a sauna. It was a pool, but it was just this little brick pool. And next to it had it was like a little mailbox thing that was there. And that's where you would put like keys and stuff. Like if people would come over to like hang out with my mom and dad in the pool, they would put their wallets in this little mailbox looking thing.
Okay.
You know, that's just what they did. And then they'd jump in the water and they would drink and listen to music.
And how big was this pool where people were jumping in?
Well, they weren't jumping in like that. I mean, it was, they would get in, I guess, you know.
Okay. Well, what would you say the circumference of this pool was?
Oh, man. It's the size of, and again, measurement is terrible, as bad as math with me, but it's literally the size of like a jacuzzi next to a pool. Like, you know, when you see like at a gym.
So would you say it'd be about like 10 feet
10
across?
10 feet maybe? Yeah, I mean, it was small. You could fit about 6-7 people in this thing.
All right. So it was about 10 feet across.
Yeah.
All right.
And it had this little mailboxy thing. And that's where I used to store my weed. Was I would put my weed, like I would go to my buddy's house and then I would come home 7-8 o'clock at night and I'd put my weed in the pool box. And then I'd go in, and then on my way to school, I always walked to school because the high school was like right behind my house. There was, you know this, the fans won't, but there was the high school, then there was the church, and then there was a neighborhood behind the church. Mm-hmm. My house was the house directly behind the church. That's how close I lived to the school. So a lot of times, I mean, almost every time I would take the weed on my way to school. I'd go out the back door and I'd hit the little mailbox and I'd look to make sure my mom wasn't looking out the kitchen window. And I would take the weed and boom, and I'd go.
Well, why were you so confident that no one would look in there and find your weed?
Because I put it in there only the night before.
Wow, I heard
that. They're blowing up my fucking house. I don't even know it.
Yeah.
But but you know, I would come home at like 8 o'clock and then I'm back out at 6 in the morning and I just knew they weren't going out there at 8 o'clock.
All right. So it was just an overnight drop.
Yeah.
All right. So you weren't just storing it in there.
No.
Okay. I gotcha.
But then a lot, and this is probably why I didn't get busted a lot, only the 2 times, was a lot of the time when I was selling weed, somebody would come up, everybody knew I was selling weed. So they would come up to me during the morning and they'd be like, "Hey, can you get me some weed? Can you get some joints for lunch?" And I'd be like, "Sure." And I wouldn't have it on me, but I could run home and get it because it was literally
across the lawn.
Yeah, it was not even a quarter mile. You know, I would just kind of walk home, come back, and here you go. Here's 2. Give me a Tenzer.
So if you said you got found out in school by the powers that be.
Yeah, someone narked on me and they raided my locker and found it.
You didn't get suspended?
Detention, I think. Maybe suspension. I don't know. If it was in school.
Well, really? And your parents never found out you got suspended?
Oh, no, they knew. They knew.
For weed?
Yeah, they knew.
Then what was your dad's reaction to that?
Wasn't happy. See, and this is where my mom kind of saved me on a lot of that shit.
She smoothed it over.
She did, because she smoked pot. I never saw her smoke pot, and I've never smoked pot with her.
And
but
your dad goes, "Where did you learn this?" He goes, "I learned it from you."
Yeah, from you, Mom. No. But I think when I got hit for that kind of shit, as bad of a kid as I was and a lot of other things, they weren't terribly worried about marijuana. They were way more worried about me, fighting or hurting somebody or hitting somebody with a bat or, other things that I definitely was likely to do. I don't think they were so worried so much about me selling a joint or two here and there. I think, and even my dad, I think somewhere in his brain, he was probably happy that I was trying to do business instead of.
Yeah, you were an enterprising young man.
Yeah,
to think about it, you were ahead of the game. You were ahead of the states that legalized weed because you were running your own dispensary.
Pretty much.
Chris Akin's dispensary.
It really wasn't that much, though, when you really break it down. It was. It was like, I don't know, $300 a month that I would spend buying the weed, and I would sell it for, $500 or $600.
All right. So you would double your money.
Yeah. But that was over the course of like a month. It wasn't like, and I didn't buy it all at once either. It wasn't like I had this big bag of weed. I would go to the guy that was selling weed down the street and I'd buy like $50.
Okay.
And then I'd roll some joints. How did
you know this guy sold weed? How did you get connected with him to begin with?
Because I bought it from him at one point to smoke.
I know, but you had to know him from somewhere else.
It was just known around the neighborhood. He was the guy.
Hey, are you the guy that sells kids weed?
Dude, come on, man. Maybe you didn't live in a neighborhood, and maybe I'm crazy and my neighborhood was weird, but there was like guys and girls for everything in my neighborhood. Like there was this one girl, Kathy. It was well known that if you just wanted to get a blowjob, you could just go up to her. Oh. You'd be like, you could just go up to her and say, "Hey, why don't you suck my dick for $5?"
$5?
Yeah, and she'd blow you.
Really?
Oh, I gave her hundreds of dollars. She easily sucked my dick 50 times.
Was she attractive?
Not especially. Who cared?
All right. How old was she?
Well, I was 50. She was in my grade, so she's.
Oh, so she was a kid.
Yeah.
All right.
She was in my grade, so she was either my age or probably a year older, just because I started a year or I skipped a grade, so like I graduated at 17, so she was probably a year older. So maybe when I was 15, she was 16.
So was she a normal chick or was she mentally? Not all there.
Stoner.
Okay.
She's a stoner.
So she had to suck dick to support her
weed.
Her stoner habit.
Where do you think I figured that out for my own life later I've told those stories 100 times on the show about how I used to trade fucking joints for blowjobs.
All right. Well, you didn't really specify that it was a certain girl.
Well, that wasn't. That was when we moved to a different neighborhood, and there was like 3 girls that lived in the neighborhood, and all of them wanted to get high all the time.
Really? So 3 girls who would suck dick for weed?
Yeah, or fuck.
Really? No shit.
Or fuck.
Really? Nice.
Oh, yeah. It costs a little more weed. But they would absolutely bang you for
So
weed.
weed had currency.
Weed was definite currency back in those days. Hell yes.
So you had like a special wallet instead of dollars in there. It had weed packs in there.
Exactly.
How many of these do I owe you for this?
Well, I got a way that you could pay.
Right.
That was more how it would always go. It'd be like the one girl, I'm not going to say their names because it would be easy to figure out.
That name doesn't matter.
No, but they're all friends with me on Facebook and whatever.
All
so
right.
I'm not going to say their names, but
Right.
one would come up to me and she'd be like, I'm going out this weekend to jog a lake with my friends. Can you hook me up with, 4 joints?
All right.
And I'd be like, yeah, sure. It's $20, $30, whatever it would be. And she'd be like, well, can't we work something out? Yeah, we can. And then I'd wait till my parents weren't home and I'd take them up to my bedroom and fuck them.
All right.
Or get a blowjob or whatever. And I'd give them their weed.
All right.
It was great.
Well, apparently so. It's the barter system.
And it worked. I mean, but that was the time. I mean, everybody, and I don't know if this was everywhere or just where I was, but everything in my high school was about weed and mushrooms. People wanted either weed or mushroom. And I never dealt with the mushrooms for some reason. And I don't know why, but I always thought as a kid that mushrooms were like hard drugs or something.
Okay.
So I didn't want to.
They were definitely hallucinogens.
Yeah. And I didn't want nothing to do with that. And
all right.
So
you had standards.
Yeah. Well, weed doesn't really, for anybody that smokes weed, they could tell you, weed doesn't really do anything to you unless it's laced.
Yeah.
If you're just smoking straight weed, you're just mellow.
Right.
So I had no problem, mellowing people out. That was fine. I should have smoked more than I did because I was in so many fucking fights all the time. I should have smoked a lot more weed than I did. I sold it all instead of smoking much of it. I really wasn't a huge partaker in my own stash. I was smart enough not to do that.
Right. Well, the big scandal, and I hear it all. The big scandal in my class, high school class, was the popular girls who wanted to maintain that slim, lean figure. The big bust in my class was the speed.
Oh, okay.
The Dexedrine, I guess it is, or something like that, just for diet pills, I guess people would call it. But I think one of the girls' mothers or something had a prescription. And so there was one of the girls in the popular group was distributing this stuff.
Okay.
And I guess it kind of got around and they got busted and all got suspended for speed.
Right.
This is because it was just the weight loss thing, just keeping the weight.
Was it one or two people that were dealing it, or was it just people taking it out of their mom's?
Well, it was like one or two people dealing it, but then the other ones got caught with it.
Right. Okay.
Because they bought, X amount from whomever it was who was distributing it.
Right.
So it was scandalous.
Yeah.
Scandalous, I tell you.
Terrible back in those days.
Because they were taking diet pills.
Yeah. I swear to God, it sounds like it's right outside my window.
I can hear it just as plain as day. Boom. Sounds like a shotgun going off.
That's what I mean. I'm waiting for one to come and just blast me. You guys get my fucking head getting blown off here in the
You better dig out your old motorcycle helmet. Just in case.
Yeah, no shit.
Well, that's a pretty interesting story. I mean, just how you worked your way around and, obviously figured out a way of taking the money that you made from, working to turning it into another enterprise that, earned you money.
Yeah, it worked. And that was the one thing about me, especially junior and senior year. I always had money.
And what did you do with that money in general? You know, if you were knocking down $500 a month, was it a week or a month or what?
I guess we got paid, I think, every 2 weeks. I don't remember.
No, what I mean is how much money were you making from the weed sales a month?
About 600.
600 a month?
Yeah, like 500-600.
And then plus you were making
plus another 300 that went in the bank.
Yeah. Yeah. So you
so I had like $1,000 a month.
All right. $250 a week.
Yeah, as a 15-year-old.
Yeah. So what were you doing with $250 a week then?
I had a hell of a stereo. I did. I went, I still remember buying it. I went to JCPenney's and my mom took me and I bought the most expensive stereo that they had in there. It was,
do you remember what the
Kenwood.
A Kenwood. Yeah, yep. That's what I actually have a Kenwood here. Yeah.
It was Kenwood everything. Kenwood receiver, Kenwood, what is that? Preamp and power amp and
right.
Cassette. It had the cassette thing.
The dual cassette player, and I don't know, did it have the CD player or not?
That was before then. It had the cassette and it had an 8-track.
Oh, an 8-track.
Oh, yeah. That's how old. That was a long time ago. 85.
Well, I get you.
It had an 8-track to which I would play some of my dad's 8-tracks, and I had like one 8-track that was my own, which was Prince's Purple Rain, which I stole from Columbia House.
Yeah, that was like at the end of 8-track. It was
at the very end, yeah.
Yeah.
But I did have Prince's Purple Rain on 8-track, and I bought a shit ton of albums. I mean, I had every album, you know, Quiet Riot, Condition Critical, and Fly on the Wall, AC/DC, and Motley, you know, Shout at the Devil, and Theater of Pain, and, you know, I mean, I bought everything that came out, Y&T, whatever it was, Autograph. Didn't matter what it was. If it was somehow related to this shit, I was buying it. And I had a ton. I mean, I had everything. And then at one point I had this, I went, it wasn't good enough just to have a stereo. So then I bought this gigantic, fresh out of an LL Cool J video boombox.
Yeah, the big boombox that took 19 double D
yeah,
batteries.
it took like 10 D batteries or something. It was fucking ridiculous. And it had the 2 cassettes and it had the switch on it so that you could do the high speed dub at double the speed.
Right.
So you put the 2 tapes in and you'd flip this thing up and boop, you know.
High speed dubbing in Dolby.
Yep.
Did it have Dolby?
I don't remember if it did or it didn't, but
that was the big deal in my class. It's like, we got the new stereo, dude. You can dub
in Dolby.
In Dolby.
Yeah. And then they would try and tell you that you had to buy certain tapes or it wouldn't sound as good.
Yeah, they were saying you have to buy the metal tapes.
Yeah, you got to buy Maxells or TDKs.
Metal. Yeah, you have to buy the Maxell metal tapes.
If you didn't have a Maxell or a TDK, your tape was shit. If you bought those 3 for $2 tapes from Kmart that came in a little plastic pack.
Yes.
Those were shitty. We don't even want to listen to those.
Yeah.
And what's funny about those is I would use those to tape, like, of course, once I got the boombox, then I was recording every friend's, all their music. Because I got, me and my friend Scott used to steal the shit out of Kmart. I mean, we knew who the store detective was in the Kmart, and Scott's mom worked at Kmart.
Mm-hmm.
And so we went and we would just rob the place blind. And what we did was Scott, we took one of his jackets and we cut pockets into his inside of his jacket. And we would go in separate. Like I would go in first and then he would come in like 5 minutes later. And I would just act all suspicious. I would grab something and then I'd go to like women's clothes or something, you know, just to draw the store detective away.
Right. You were the decoy.
Yeah. And I would, you know, he would bust me, take me in the back room. And when he bust me, that's when Scott would go and just grab 10 cassettes and a pack of cookies or whatever, load up his coat and then leave. And then by the time they frisked me and whatever in the store, and of course I'm throwing a fit. I'm like, what are you fucking doing? You know, blah, 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 blah. And they were like, you know,
how many times could this go on without them being wise that there's something up there?
We did this for at least 2 years.
And you got pulled into the back room?
Not every time, but several times.
But what did they find on you?
Nothing. I didn't have anything on me. I would take a cassette and I would walk over to like women's clothes and just set it down.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter. But the store detective would follow me.
Yeah.
And then he would bust me thinking I was trying to steal something.
I know, but how many times could this happen and never find anything on you before it's just like, okay, what's up with this?
They were dumb, I guess. I don't know. Because we did it for at least 2 years. Dude, the only time I ever got caught wasn't even at that Kmart. I've told this story about Gold Circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got busted at Gold Circle stealing ZZ Top's Afterburner on CD, even though I didn't have a CD player, because I was a fucking idiot. I wanted it.
Was it in the long box?
It was in the long box. And I stuffed it down the front of my pants, and I went to walk out, and the guy caught me right at the door and patted right on the box.
You had to walk out stiff-legged.
Yeah, but he did. He came right up and just smacked right on my belly where the box was sitting and busted me.
Yeah.
And then my mom and dad, they got called, and they got called to get me instead of the police. And I remember my mom, she took one look at me and she goes, "Call the police and arrest him. I'm not taking him home." I was like, damn.
So did they?
No, my dad pushed her out the room and then settled it down. But yeah, that caused me a lot of heat. I got no Christmas presents my senior year.
It's like, why are you stealing CDs when you could be out there selling weed?
That's kind of the point. Was really I had money, I had a job. Why I was stealing this shit, why I was ever stealing anything, I have no idea.
I guess it's just the thrill.
Maybe I don't know. I was a bad kid. I don't make any bones about it. I really was not a really good kid. I was fighting a lot. I got arrested several times for all kinds of different shit, for fights and for riding mini bikes on the highway. And
you just had a cry for attention is what it was.
That's kind of it. And, it was always blamed on me being hyperactive. And, before they called it ADD, they called it hyperactive. And I used to take meds for this shit and it never worked. Right. Obviously, I have all these stories. The meds weren't doing anything. But
you figured out a way of melting the meds down and selling that.
No, I never did that. I never did. I just took them. I took the pills didn't work. It was some fucking pill called Silert.
All right.
Which I don't know what that is, but I would take one every morning and every afternoon, and it just didn't do shit. Didn't stop me from doing anything goofy. The only thing I ever thought that the Silert ever made me do was feel guilty about shit. Because I had like my friend Scott that I used to rob the Kmart with all the time. He never felt guilty. Never. Like he never was like, "Whoo, that was close, man. I had that gurgling in my stomach that we were going to get caught," or something like that. I had that every time. I had that every time I went to bat when I was playing baseball. I'd get up there and I'd be all nervous. My stomach would be doing flips that I was going to strike out or some bullshit. I was always like a nervous kid, but the meds didn't stop that. That's for damn sure. So.
Right. Well, there you go. There's Chris Akin hour.
Yeah, there you go. Fun.
Well, it is the 4th of July here in the U.S. and so happy 4th, everybody. And
yes,
glad you're all here and glad we could entertain you with some stories.
Yes,
at least Chris did. I'm just a good interviewer when it comes to that. I get pulling that information out.
Well, ask away. I have plenty.
I know, it's pretty funny. pretty funny stuff. But anyway, we're going to take a break and get into the music here and get your requests played and all that stuff. I see people have already checked in on the Fast Pass over there at our locals page. And if you want to get a request in, the way to do that is join us at our locals Fast Pass or our locals page, rather, the classicmetalshow.locals.com. Sign up, $5 a month, helps offset some of the costs that we incur to bring you the show every week. And one of the perks is being able to request a song every week. So we'll let Mr. Akin kick the songs off. So what shall we play?
We shall play the song Nightwing from the band Marduk, M-A-R-D-U-K. It's also from the album
M-A-R-D-U-K, Nightwing.
Nightwing, one word, and the album is the same title.
All right.
The longtime bassist of the band, B. Ward, died today. So,
okay.
Sending his little tribute out there for my black metal, death metal people. We'll play a little Marduk.
All right. Fair enough. So, well, let's jump into the tune. Here is Marduk with Nightwing for Chris Akin, exclusively here
on your Classic Metal Show.
Hey, I'm Larissa Vale from Black Satellite, and you're watching CMS TV.
It's Pentagram right here on your Classic Metal Show with the Sign of the Wolf, going out by request to the T-Cuz, brah. Just before that, we heard Grim Reaper with Lust for Freedom for Sal. Iced Earth in there with our good friend Tim Ripper Owens on lead vocal with Declaration Day for King Trump. Demolition Hammer in there with Evenmond, I think that's how you say it, for Chuck from North Carolina. And we kicked that break off there with Marduk with Nightwing for Chris Akin. So
there we go.
Kind of a heavier set list there to kick off the night's music breaks.
I like it.
So good stuff. All right. Well, we are into the second segment of the Classic Metal Show. So is there something you'd like to lead off with?
You know what? Since you played some Iced Earth in there, I can't believe we're going to do an Iced Earth story, but we're going to do an Iced Earth story.
All right.
So obviously it's no secret that Jon Schaffer, I don't even know. I know how I feel about it. Let's just say he was arrested for partaking in the events of January 6th. I'm not going to call it an invasion or insurrection or any of that bullshit. But obviously he was arrested and spent a long time in jail figuring that out or selling out or whatever he did. I don't even know what he did. Honestly, I didn't follow the story because it was Jon Schaffer, who we kind of don't follow.
Yeah, it was a protest.
Yeah, whatever. It was an event that had some arrests. He was one of them.
Right.
That's what we'll say. But he did a long time in jail before he got out of jail.
Yeah, several years.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So I wanted to get your take on this. I'm going to put it on the screen here. He has another project outside of Iced Earth called Sons of Liberty.
Yeah, I remember he was doing that years ago.
Mm-hmm. So here's the question. He's out, but eyes are on him as probably the most famous of the people that were arrested and jailed. Yes? Is that fair?
Yeah, as far as, I guess where notoriety is concerned, sure.
Yeah. So do you think this is a smart idea for him? And this is let me explain before you offer your opinion. There's the one side of me that's like, yeah, fuck the man. Fuck him. Say whatever you think. Tell your true story, blah, blah, blah. There's the other side of me that thinks that all eyes are on this guy. And if this guy slips up in the least tiniest way in a song or something, that they will call that a violation of his agreement and put his ass back in jail. And I don't want to, especially on July 4th, I don't really want to get into a whole, do you believe that the First Amendment still exists or doesn't exist or, whatever. But I think you have to ask that with this case. So what do you think? Should he do another kind of anti-government pro stand up for yourself record? Or is this one guy that should kind of leave it alone so he doesn't find himself spending the next 10 years in jail? And that's my question to you.
Well, I don't know that there were any stipulations on his release. I have no idea what that, if there was, because basically President Trump gave everybody amnesty, I guess, by releasing them. And it's just like, these people were arrested and jailed under false pretenses. This was just a political stunt by the Democrats.
Okay.
And he was put away for that. Now, do I see him as a dangerous person, as being like, stirring up anti-government sentiment to where it's like an underground movement or a militia or anything like that? Not really.
No.
I mean, again, as far as like a musician is concerned, or a musical project, I mean, this did happen to him, and it is his story to tell. And I don't think anybody's looking at him, to be honest with you.
What about 2 years from now? If Camel Toe gets back into the office somehow, and I'm throwing a way big assumption there.
Yeah. Nah.
Just assuming that the Democrats get back in there, they're already rattling the sword about any of you fuckers that supported Trump are going to, you're going to get yours.
Yeah.
Would he be the kind that sends a message to everybody to shut the fuck up?
Nah. To be honest with you, I don't know. And again, I don't know what the content of his record is going to be.
No.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, I don't think it's going to be, singing about chicks and smoking pot.
No, I understand that part, but given his experience and what happened to him, that he got rounded up just basically for attending a protest. Mm-hmm. I'm sure that you and I would have never thought something like that could happen to anybody in this country, that you get rounded up just because you attended a protest.
Which kind of leads me to my point of, we never thought that could happen, and it did.
It did happen.
Who says it couldn't happen to this guy again as one of the lightning rods of it? This would be like if the lectern guy went in and stole another lectern.
Yeah, what did do you know? And I know you just said it a minute ago that you didn't really follow this story. Mm-hmm. What was he arrested for? Trespassing?
Let's find out.
It was just trespassing, right? That he just trespassed? I don't think
I'm sure it was for insurrection. I'm almost positive of that, but let's look it up.
But it wasn't an insurrection, though.
Heist Earth's Jon Schaffer charged with after January 6th. See what the all-knowing Grok has to say about this. Initial charges: knowingly entering or remaining in a restricted building or grounds.
All right, so he trespassed.
Disorderly and disruptive conduct in a restricted building. Engaging in physical violence in a restricted building. Entering and remaining in the Capitol grounds with a dangerous or deadly weapon. He was accused of using bear spray.
Yeah, he had the bear spray, yeah.
Let's see. Disorderly conduct in the Capitol grounds and engaging in an act of physical violence in the Capitol grounds. And according to his plea deal, I'll read you his plea deal, Schaffer has become the first January 6th defendant to plead guilty. He pled guilty to 2 felonies: obstruction of an official proceeding, which had a sentence of up to 20 years, entering and remaining in a restricted building or grounds with a deadly or dangerous weapon, up to 10 years, In exchange, prosecutors dropped the other charges and recommended 3.5 to 4.5 years in prison with cooperation. He was later sentenced to 3 years of probation plus restitution and community service instead of prison time. And then he was reportedly pardoned by Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where we stand with Jon Schaffer.
Okay. So he's pardoned and all charges have been wiped away.
True. But that's not to say if he does something new, like makes music that is perceived, and again, we got to go with perception, just like perception that these guys walking around the Capitol was them trying to take it over. We got to go with the perception of if let's say he creates a song that's, fuck the man or whatever.
So, like a lightning rod song.
Yes, and it becomes like the theme to the charge to the next thing. They got him they literally took bear spray and turned that into like he fucking walked in there with an AK.
Yeah, a deadly weapon.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I mean, they took what was basically mace.
Yes.
And turned it into, an AK-47 in the eyes of the law.
Right. In the eyes of the Democrats.
In the eyes of the people that gave him 3.5 to 4.5, whoever those people were.
Right.
That's why I bring the question, is this dangerous for him to do this?
Well, say he actually scores a song that just for just what we said, like a lightning rod song that gets people wants to get people active and fight against the tyranny of a government that does an overreach or overstep in going after people for political reasons.
Right.
That would raise his profile to where if something did happen to him, I think that would be a backlash. There would be backlash for that, saying, you're persecuting a private citizen who's just a musician. He wrote a song, performed a song, and now you're persecuting this guy for that.
They did for less. They did for bear spray.
Yeah, I know, but he wasn't a figure in that way. But if he were to become a figure, like a known figure for having a popular song that has gotten the ire of the people up, then he would be a little more high profile to where if something did happen to him, then there would be greater backlash over it.
All of what you're saying makes sense, but that's not my question. My question is it dangerous for him?
Well, I think that him knowing what what he's gone through, and if he's willing to perhaps shine a light on himself, with saying having a quote unquote controversial release out there.
Right.
He knows what he's in for. He's obviously not a dummy, so if he wants to put himself in the line of fire or shine a spotlight on himself and again, I don't know what the content of his new record is going to be.
Yeah,
all it says is, I just want to show where my head is at now.
Well, maybe I'm crazy in this thought, but I have to imagine most of his thoughts are in the fucking 4.5 years that he spent in jail.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think that that's like the centerpiece of his world now? They took his livelihood. They took his life for several years.
They took his freedom away from him.
Took his freedom. But now he was a strong second tier band, Iced Earth.
Okay.
I think they were middle of the second tier to the bottom of the second tier, but they were a pretty strong second. A lot of metalheads loved Iced Earth.
Yeah. But I would
And that
say
band's
that
dead.
but I would say that his following of Iced Earth was more European.
True.
You know,
But his following now is dead, though. I mean,
Yeah,
Iced Earth is dead because of this.
right.
People won't work with him. You know, there's statements out there that Matt Barlow, his former singer, hasn't talked to him. And all right, he's been out of jail over a year. You know, what is Matt Barlow doing that he's too busy to call his buddy up and say, hey, are we doing music anymore or not? You know, I mean, it's affected him. It's definitely wrecked his career.
Right.
So is this the best idea for this guy? Let me come right on back and do the same fucking thing.
Well, maybe he's got the attitude that, you know, at this point I've got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Because I've lost everything already. You know, it's destroyed my career. It's destroyed my ability to make an income. It's destroyed my associations with, you know, other, you know, fellow musicians and things. Some people look at me as a martyr. Some people look at me as a turncoat.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, what do I got to lose at this point?
That's true. And admittedly, this is a weird one for me to even bring up and for us to talk. We haven't done when was the last time we did an Iced Earth story? 2002.
Yeah, 15 years ago.
When we had our falling, I mean, we don't even talk about this band.
Yeah, we talked about Iced Earth when Tim Owens was in the band.
Yes.
And he got the boot.
Yes.
And you know, aside from the threat of lawsuit from us for something a fan said, we kind of soured on Iced Earth because we felt our friend Tim got a raw deal.
Well, we did. And then when the threats of legal came up, then we were like, you know what?
We're totally done now.
Yeah, we just won't play your music anymore. We will not speak of your band and we didn't. I mean, even when the band came up, I always referenced them as Frozen Dirt.
Yeah,
because I was not gonna challenge that. And again, that sort of goes into this, and maybe I'm the pussy here, but I didn't want to talk about it because I didn't want the fucking hassle of a legal problem with this guy.
Yeah. So basically, the last time that we even really discussed Iced Earth was just prior to your exit from the show.
Yes.
Like 2009.
Right. So it's been a while.
Yeah. So it's been, 17 years?
Yeah. God. Well, I hope whatever he does, it does not land him in a problem. Because regardless if I do not like the dude, which I don't, I do not think anybody should lose their freedom over what he lost his freedom over.
Yeah, for trespassing.
Ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You know, it's ridiculous. If they were fighting the cops to get in, that's one thing. When the doors are open, that's not an invasion. It's walking in. It's like kind of like it's no different than going to the grocery store. They open the door, they let you in. You go in.
And then you get arrested for shopping.
Yeah, you get arrested for buying an apple. You know, it's stupid.
Yeah, but that was just a way of, you know, just these smarmy Democrats who were just trying to, you know, go after anybody who was supportive of Trump. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, we live in a shit world. It really is a shit world, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I hate it. I hate it so bad. But all right, well, that's what's going on with Jon Schaffer.
All right. Well,
I do hope he does the right thing, whatever that would be. I do. Well, I guess we narrowed down the liberal-leaning Scooby. He did more than just going in. He engaged with police and used bear spray on them.
Did he actually use the bear spray?
I do not believe he did.
I don't think he did. I think he had it on him, but I don't believe he sprayed it at a cop.
Did Jon Schaffer use bear spray on the police? Let's see. What did we get here? Maybe he did. I don't know. Again, I didn't follow it. Answer, no. Jon Schaffer did not admit to using bear spray on the police, according to the official statement. What the court document says, he carried bear spray, a chemical irritant designed for bears.
He was in possession of it. That's it.
But he did not use it on the police. He was at the front of the mob that pushed past officers and entered the building.
All right, trespassing.
Officers eventually deployed a chemical irritant pepper spray on the crowd, and Schaffer was sprayed in the face. He then exited the building holding the bear spray in his hand, unholstered. So he took it out, but he didn't use it. That's according to what the court documents say.
Yep.
So it's not me.
And if he used it, I'm sure they would have charged him with assault.
Yeah, with assault and assault with a deadly weapon. The way they're working this pepper spray, like it's the Zyklon B. Anyway, I don't know if Scooby's a liberal or not. I hope not. I hope he's not.
You call him Scooby?
Whatever his name is here in the chat. In the chat.
Skippy or Scooby?
Scooby.
Oh, Scooby
2099.
Okay.
I hope he's not. But anyway, that's what's going on with Jon Schaffer. Godspeed, John.
And he said he ain't no stinking lefty either.
That's right.
Yeah. Good for you, Scooby.
I don't blame him for stepping up for that. I mean, who would want to be called that?
Here's a Scooby snack for you.
I mean, who would want to be called a fucking stinking lefty? Fuck that. I wouldn't even want to be called a stinking righty at this point. I just want to be left the fuck alone. Fuck both sides. They're both. Happy 4th of July, everybody. All right. Well, since we're talking 4th of July.
Yes.
Would you like to hear a celebration of our nation's history from an esteemed artist?
And who would that be?
Jonathan Cain. Jonathan Cain.
Well, he is a Trump supporter, correct?
Of course he is.
His wife. Well, I don't know that. Of course he is, because obviously his bandmate is not.
Well, the rest of his band, I don't. Well, I think just Neil Sean is not, but
yeah, but his wife is the quote unquote spiritual advisor to President Trump, allegedly.
Mm-hmm. Well, he has a new song to celebrate America.
Okay.
I'm going to be 100% honest here. I have not listened to this at all.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you the truth. I didn't listen to it because I'm very afraid it'll stink. Because most of these kind of fucking songs do.
Yeah, I know. I got another one that we can explore since we're doing this.
All right. Yeah. Well, while I play this, if you don't mind sending that over, I will do that.
I will send you the link.
All right. Well, here it is. What is this called? I don't even know.
It's called The Wings of Freedom.
Winds of Freedom.
Winds of Freedom.
Winds of Freedom. Please don't stink. All right, here we go. Is he turning into Leonard Nimoy?
He does look like it. I think he's in plastic surgery. He's got his face all pulled back.
Look at that.
But he does. He does look like Leonard Nimoy. He looks like the Grinch.
He does.
He looks like Jim Carrey as the Grinch.
He does. These guys and women with this plastic surgery just grow old. Who cares? Goodness. All right, here we go.
What in the...
What happened?
I don't even recognize him.
Me either. If you just showed me this picture, there's no way I would know that's Jonathan Cain. I mean, he's getting old.
Yeah, I granted, but it almost looks like he's wearing a toupee.
Might be.
I don't know if he is or not, but that's what it almost looks like.
I mean, he's got to be 70, and there's no gray in that, so it's at least dyed.
Weird.
So far, this song not grabbing me. But maybe it'll pick up here in the chorus.
Oh, right.
All right, here we go. This is a really crappy song. I'm sorry, but this stinks. Do you like it?
No.
This is just junk.
I mean, Jonathan Cain is not known as a lead vocalist.
No.
He's good with the backups, obviously, but you know.
Dude, for fuck's sakes, enjoy the hundreds of millions of dollars of Journey money. Why? Why put this out here? I mean, is this really, is everybody vying for that song? They're trying to make the definitive July 4th song to go with like the definitive Christmas song or whatever. I mean, what is the point of this? Do you, I mean, it can't be money. There's no money being made from this. What could possibly possess? Is this you're such a hardcore lover of America that you need to use your fame to put out this song showing some weeds blowing around and this guy crying on a flag? And look, I served. So for fuck's sake, it's not like I'm some anti-military guy even. I'm an anti-this song guy. This song blows. I don't get it. Do you?
No, it's like, I guess that's just some way of people showing their, contribution to the, the anniversary or birthday or whatever.
Okay.
I got to write a song for the 250th.
Yeah. You know what the people are waiting for? That big song I've had in my head for a while about July 4th. Is there any good July 4th song? I know we probably have 1,500 requests in the email for 4th of July from Soundgarden and fucking I heard you playing the Iced Earth one, the Declaration Day, American Man from Kiss. And,
you can still rock in America.
And, doesn't Alice Cooper have one?
Some Yankee Rose and Lost in America.
Isn't Alice Cooper like I'm Elected or something?
That's elected, but he's got the Lost in America. Oh, yeah.
Great. All of these are lousy songs. There's one song for fucking America on July 4th, and that is the anthem, or America the Beautiful. I'll give them two.
But I do like the Kid Rock, We the People.
Yeah, but half the country will hate that song.
Well, I don't care what everybody else likes.
I know.
Well, I'm just talking about myself.
Well, you'd probably like that whole album then, because the whole album is nothing but mostly fuck the left.
Yeah, well, I mean, that all came out after anger about the whole COVID thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, this song would not have made Kid Rock's album. That's for damn sure. This is a lousy song. Just junk. Do you want more, or are we done with this?
Just play maybe Let 30 seconds more.
All right, here we go. Sitting here wishing for an avalanche of these rocks.
You know who else he looks like?
Who?
He looks like Neil Diamond.
He's just Neil Rock.
I know.
He's not a diamond anymore.
Yeah. I just can't believe how strange he looks.
He looks odd.
Yeah. Well, it's the plastic surgery, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It's just getting the face all pulled back and,
He looks, and I can't even give this reference. Nobody will get it but me. He looks like this teacher I had, Mr. Easter, that was a science teacher. It's like if Mr. Easter would have finished science class and gone out back to sing some stupid song, this would be it. My guy, Mr. Easter, looked like this guy. Mm-hmm. But just a dork.
Well, not only that, but you know what else stands out here?
What's that?
They always say that your ears never stop growing. Look how big his ears are.
Yeah. I'd like to see him lick the lobe. It'd be great if he just stuck his tongue out.
Yeah, he's got some big ears.
Yeah, he does. Is that from all the years of wearing headphones?
I don't know.
Stretched them out?
I don't know. He just looks odd.
That's where the Leonard, he's got the big thick brows and the big ears. He looks like Leonard Nimoy.
He does. I agree.
I can see him pressing his hand against the glass to Kirk as he eats the radiation or whatever to save the planet. Just an odd look.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah. All right, let's get out of this one. That song stinks. Let's find your song. Who did you send me?
Your buddy and mine, Carmine Apiece.
He has a song?
He has a song that he did with Rick Derringer years ago, and I guess they finished it up and put it out. I guess he and his Rick Derringer's wife, what's her name? Her name is Jenda, I guess it is. Jenda Derringer.
Jenda Derringer?
Yeah. So he, in cooperation with the Rick Derringer estate, I guess Carmine has finished up this song called United States that he and Rick Derringer apparently recorded a while ago prior to Rick Derringer passing away.
When did Rick Derringer die? It's been a long time.
About a year ago.
Is that it? Oh, I thought he died a long time ago.
Mm-mm.
Oh, well, let's hear this wonderful gem. Is it any good, or have you not listened?
No,
it's not good.
It's right on par with the Jonathan Payne song. It's not terrible, but it's just one of those songs that it's like, oh, okay, it's a song.
Yeah. All right, here we go. It's United States. It's Carmine Apiece, Jenda Derringer, and Rick Derringer. This sounds like a song from a fucking high school play.
Yeah. Sounds like stand in the place that you work. Oh. That collaboration between REM and B-52s.
Yeah, because that's what we need.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the world needs. More bad alt rock. All right, here's some more.
How you doing? We say how you all. Sing it in the cities, large and small. We're a nation of love, blessed from above, strong as an eagle, gentle as a dove. We're the north, we're the south, the United States. We're the east, we're the west, we're the USA. We're all of that
not surprising that every scene changes exactly the same 6 seconds that they give you free on ChatGPT and Grok to make video.
Right.
Jesus.
Yep. That AI using that for making videos these days. Everybody and their brother can do that now.
Yeah. Well, this is wonderful. This is awful. I want to like any of it, but I just don't. Is it hard for you? Like, I'll be honest, it is very hard for me right now to celebrate anything about this fucking country. Because I really, really hate it right now. I'm embarrassed that I served it. I really am. I wish I hadn't, because of what it's become and what they've used service to become. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. When I was a kid, and I'll be the first one to admit, I did not join the service because I was Johnny Patriot. I joined the service to get the fuck away from my dad. You know, that's what I did. I mean, that's the truth. And but I mean, you know, I definitely have feelings of pride toward my service and what it meant and what it was for and all that other stuff. And then just to see what we are today, what they've taken those freedoms and perverted them into.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, man, I wish I would have just been, I should have stayed a criminal. I really should have just stayed a thief and a pot dealer. I would have probably gotten further ahead. Especially with all these jizzbags that are out there. Trying to be a decent human being was not in my best interest. And that's kind of what I feel now. And then I see shit like this that just feels so phony. It just doesn't feel like, you know, nothing against Carmine. I like Carmine, obviously. We've had him on. How many times have we had Carmine on?
At least a half a dozen times.
I mean, a bunch of times. We like Carmine. But in all the times we've had Carmine on, he's never been like, you know what, before we start this interview, let's say the Pledge of Allegiance. He's never been that guy.
Right.
You know, he's been, when you talk to Carmine, you expect him to tell you how he taught Bonzo how to play drums. That's what you get from Carmine apiece, not this America thing. And then to see this, it's like,
yeah, but this isn't his song. This is actually Rick Derringer's song that he played on.
And Rick Derringer was what, as far as patriot?
I don't know.
Was he known to be a patriot?
That I don't know.
Like Ted Nugent is known for his.
Yes, of course. He's very rah American.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, did people think that of Rick Derringer?
Not that I'm aware of. I don't know what Rick Derringer stood for.
Stood for making songs.
Yeah, he was the rock and roll hoochie coo guy.
Yeah, that's what he was known for. Not singing about some eagle flying while the fucking electricians are fixing the blown thing on the pole or whatever. All right, a little more of this. This is another crappy one. Jesus. Maybe I'm just in a bad mood tonight. I don't know. Seems like it. I'm throwing people out of the chat. I'm bitching about everything.
What happened? Barden got you off on the wrong foot. Now you're all pissed off.
Maybe. Jeez. Maybe I'm just being an asshole tonight. Could be. All right, here we go.
We're the South, the United States. We're the East, we're the West, we're the USA. We're all the bad, and we're still the best. We're the United States. We say, how you doing? We say, hey, y'all. Sing it in the cities, large and small.
All right, this sucks. I can't listen anymore. I can't listen to this.
Look, there's AOC at her job that she was doing before.
Let me tell you where the depends are, ma'am. In aisle 13. Jesus Christ. Are you kidding me? This blows. This really sucks. All right, I'm done with that song. I can't listen to any more of it. I literally can't listen to any more of this shit.
Well, I told you it wasn't that good.
No, it's definitely not good at all. Oof. My goodness. Derringer performed The Real American. Okay. Fair enough.
All right. There's some information I didn't have before.
I didn't have it before, and I really don't care. Just... Am I just sour grapes tonight? I mean, I'm just not in a celebratory mood. And I think it's because the country is so fucked up. I mean, do you think that? I mean, I don't follow the news, so
I think we've been on a steady decline, but I think that's by design.
Okay.
We've had people infiltrating our country and destroying the moral fabric of our country for decades now.
Sure.
And it's finally taking its toll.
And it's just making us hate it.
Yeah. I mean, but we're much older now and we're more cognizant of these things.
Right.
And it's a different world we live in as far as, what we were brought up with.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, and it's hard to adjust to this world where nothing matters and nothing's important and work ethic is unimportant and being lazy is appreciated and all this other shit. Just sucks. I just fucking
does suck.
hate it.
I mean, it's not what you and I would choose for the country.
No, not at all. I got to show you this video. This is, in retrospect, I saw this video and I checked a couple places. I think it's real. I don't think it's AI, but I have to show you this video. This is the country in 2026. This is America. Have you seen this video?
I have not.
All right. Watch this.
Holy shit.
That's America in 2026.
It's just crash and burn.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't show it on the screen. I got to do it one more time.
Oh, right.
I got to do it one more time. Sorry, I didn't put it on the screen for the folks. Here we go. Here we go. There we go. Crash.
Yeah. Some crazy shit.
But that is America today, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't, obviously I don't think that guy intended.
What the fuck was that?
I don't think he intended to have the flag
What the hell is going on here?
catch on the tree like that.
No, I don't think so. Interesting, to say the least.
Well, since we're talking about video of celebrating the country.
Yeah. Wait a minute. What the fuck is... Do you hear that music?
Yes, I do.
What is it doing? Stop sharing.
I don't know.
I'm just going to kill that screen. I don't know what's going on there. It's playing music.
All right.
Whatever.
Have you seen these drone shows?
Drone. Oh, where they make drawing or something in the air
Yes.
with 100 drones.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
well, I just sent you a video. I saw this today. It's not a real long video. It is absolutely amazing what they can do with these drones and how they do it and how they program them to do what they do. And this is a video showing them laying out 2,500 drones
Okay.
to do a drone show. And, obviously 2,500 drones, you've got to have a significant amount of room to get these things laid out.
Sure.
But the amazing part is how they are programmed to move in sync and do what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they were flying a secondary drone through the drones, showing them up close in their formations.
Wow. All right.
So check this out. This is only a 3-minute video, but it is crazy.
All right, let's see.
At America's 250th birthday, we're going to fly 2,500 drones tonight. This is the largest 4th of July display that has ever happened. We're so excited to be celebrating communities all over America, celebrating America 250, and tonight we're kicking it off with our largest show of the 4th of July season. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
What do you think it costs to book something like this?
I couldn't even imagine. Just look at the stacks and stacks of drones.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think each one of those drones cost?
Gotta be a few $100.
You would think so.
I mean, you gotta think 300 maybe? And probably more. These are probably higher end than the bullshit you'd buy at the store.
Right.
For a light show. Man, it might be $200,000 in drones right there.
Well, yeah. If
Easily.
not more.
If not more.
Yeah. Now here's the thing that caught my attention. There's a couple of displays that they're actually shooting, for lack of a better term, sparklers or fireworks off the back of them.
Okay.
So not only these things are loaded with, obviously LED lights and stuff, but they're also loaded with some kind of gunpowder
trigger or something.
Yeah, gunpowder mechanism that actually shoots off sparkler type material.
Wow. Yeah, no, I haven't seen the most I've seen of this was when I saw Metallica. Metallica did a drone thing indoors, no less, for when they did Moth into the Flame.
Mm-hmm.
They had the drones come out and fly all over, like they had like a flame, and they had the moths. They were the moths,
right?
Kind of flying around the flame type of a deal. That's the biggest one I've seen. I've never seen nothing like this. This is crazy. All right, here we go. What's cooler, this or the sphere?
I think this is cooler.
I think this is cooler too. I mean, the sphere ain't nothing but a round screen.
Yeah. Did you see the sparklers coming off the back of that rocket? That's crazy, right? It's loaded with some kind of firework material.
Yeah. It's nuts. All right, here's more. This is cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty wild.
How long before this kind of shit replaces fireworks shows?
Well, it's more and more. I see that more and more municipalities and cities that sponsor fireworks shows have been opting for the drone show.
Yeah, I'd imagine. And it's safer, and it's probably in the big scope. It's probably more like inexpensive because you don't have to have all kinds of fire departments and insurance and everything else.
And you're not using expendable materials.
Right. Or dangerous shit that could, shoot sideways and kill somebody or something.
Potentially start a fire.
Or just blow up on the ground and blow up. We've seen that too.
Blow somebody's face off. Looking down into a mortar.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one didn't go off. Here, just poke it with a stick.
Dude, did I ever tell you about my one buddy? This is when we were doing Music's Bottom Line. One of our writer guys, and I can't think of his name to save my life, but his day job was he was the fireworks guy for the Indians. And he let me go and take my kids and shoot off the fireworks.
Yeah, I think you mentioned that one time.
It was cool as shit. But I ain't gonna lie, it was scary as shit for me as a burn victim that went through an explosion.
Yeah.
And I'm up there packing the shit in and stuff, and like we would stand way like we were. If you know Cleveland Stadium, or if you want to bother to look, people, you could see like out past right field. There's a parking garage right behind it, and when the fireworks go off, they're set up on the parking garage. They're set up on they're not part of the stadium. It's behind the stadium a little bit. And when we would set off these fucking fireworks, I mean, the whole complex would shake from these things going off. And like all the car alarms and stuff in the parking garage would go off because the whole thing shook from shooting these things. It was nutty. But man, you want to talk about being dad of the year. My kids were like 10 or something at the time when we went and did that.
Yeah.
It was pretty fucking cool. I will say I was a little scared of it. I ain't going to lie. I was definitely afraid of getting blown up a second time. But it was very cool. And yeah, I was definitely dad of the year for 1 minute until something else. I'm sure then my ex probably bought him the new Lion King movie or something. Then I was a dick again. But for that one moment, I was very cool. Right.
Well, probably, as far as firework displays go, probably for me personally, that was some of the best firework displays I've ever seen is done by a company out of Newcastle, Pennsylvania called Zambelli Fireworks. And they do all the fireworks for the Pirates and everything. And I've gone to numerous fireworks shows in Pittsburgh, because what they do is they load all the fireworks into barges and they shoot the fireworks off from the river. So they have two huge barges that they float up the river and then dock them there. And then after a ball game, they have their fireworks show, and they are spectacular.
Nice.
And, if you don't want to sit inside the stadium to watch the fireworks, you can walk out on the Roberto Clemente Bridge and stand on the bridge and watch them literally shooting these things off from the barge. But
that's pretty cool.
Pretty fantastic.
Yeah, I used to like fireworks. I obviously have a reason now that I don't really partake, but back when I was a kid, I loved them. I loved them to death. Me and my brother my grandfather on my mom's side was always big into fireworks, and that was one of the definite lures to going to Rhode Island for the vacation, was that we would get to shoot fireworks with my grandfather and with his neighbors. And we would just buy up hundreds of bottle rockets, and then my grandfather and the neighbor father would drink a couple of beers, like out on the patio or whatever, and then we would take the bottles and we would hold the bottles and stick the bottle rockets in the bottles and shoot them at each other like guns. We'd have these fucking battles with shooting each other with these fucking bottle rockets, and they'd be blowing up on your like shirt and stuff, and burn a hole in your shirt or whatever. But fun stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Too funny. That's a long time ago. The more I think of all the dumb douchey shit, I've told 2 tonight on the show. It's no wonder I got fucking burned. It was just fucking karma. It's like, how many times are you going to fuck with this before it fucks you back? And then it fucked me back, all right, but oof, good times.
Yeah, no kidding.
But anyway, that drone show was cool.
Yeah. I've never got to see one in person, but I hope to see one,
Yeah, I'd like to see one. I mean, like I said, I saw Metallica, but really wasn't doing much. They were just kind of spinning around, spinning around like a pretend flame. That's all they were doing. So it was cool though. But, all right.
I'm going to send you one more video and wrap up this hour.
Okay.
Since we're talking fireworks and drone shows and all that, that I found a video of the Zambelli fireworks show from looking over the bridge, watching them shoot off.
Nice. Well, while I wait for that to get here, I just do have a quick announcement to make.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with these fireworks, but for those that have been wondering, the Seth Williams show will be live for the first time in forever on Wednesday.
All right.
Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Seth will be back. He's about 1.5 feet shorter than he used to be, but he will be back to do the show. And I'd imagine it's going to be quite the show, talking about getting his second leg cut off. So should be quite an interesting, entertaining episode.
Oh boy.
I know.
That's a tough one to swallow.
That's brutal, but you know what? I've kept up with Seth, obviously the entire time he's been off and getting his leg cut off and everything. And he's in better spirits than I'd be. I'd be like, where is my fucking judge? I'm crawling over to get it and ending this shit. But he's a trooper, man. And anyway, you all can hear it for yourself if you wanna hear it. You can check in with Seth on Wednesday, 4 p.m. Rumble. Maybe YouTube. I don't know where else it'll be, but it'll be somewheres. Oh, here we go.
I would just think that would be a weird thing to, you're there and you got your foot and your leg at one day, and then you wake up and then your foot and leg is gone the next day.
I can't imagine doing it the second time. That's the one question I am going to ask him. How do you get your head around it a second time?
Yeah.
Like if I got burned again, believe me, I'm gonna, no matter how much pain I'm in, I'm gonna dive into the fire until it kills me. There's no way would I go through another 22 surgeries and 15 months of rehab. There's just no way. I wouldn't do it. I can't fathom doing it a second time. That's too much life tragedy for me. But look, I was ready to just call it a day with COVID because that was like a second life threatener. And I was plenty ready to say, okay, this is enough. I'm done. Thankfully, it didn't happen, but I cannot imagine losing one leg and then 4 years later losing another. That's got to fucking suck a dick.
Now you got a matching set.
Yeah. Well, and of course, me being me, I made the joke at the complete wrong time. I asked him if he had to go change his height on his driver's license.
Jeez.
Total dick. I was like, you were 6'2", now are you 4'11"? How tall are you now?
Right.
Just a total asshole, but that's me. But all right, here's your fireworks display. What is this called?
This is Zambelli Fireworks doing what they call Sky Blast.
Okay.
They did this. They had fireworks. I think, if I remember this right, they had fireworks set up around the city to where it was like happening from various locations, so
Okay.
it was like a huge display. And we don't, this is a long video, so we can just kind of scan ahead a little bit just to see it, but it's a pretty spectacular thing.
Let's take a look. We'll watch a little bit here, and then I'll scroll to the real part that everybody wants to see, which is the end.
The big
finale, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Let's see what we're doing here. You keep a fireworks business in business? That's got to be one of the tougher jobs. You do gangbusters late June and into July, but any other, what are you doing in February?
Yeah, well, they don't just do the Pittsburgh area; they do it nationwide.
Okay.
But they're known because they're, like I said, they're located out of Newcastle, Pennsylvania, which is just a little northwest of Pittsburgh, but they're a national company.
Okay, I'm skipping forward to the finale here. Here we go. Let them go now. Is this the finale, you think, or is it? Do we need to move
close?
forward?
You're getting closer.
Let's get to the end here. Pretty cool.
I've seen a lot of fireworks shows, but they always do a spectacular job down there.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. All right, well, there we go.
So, however you choose to celebrate your 4th, there's a lot of cool shit out there. So, anywhere from those drone shows to big fireworks shows to
sure,
whatever. But good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're into fireworks, there's plenty of it to see. So enjoy.
All right. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I think that'll wrap up this segment here.
Yeah, let's see. Jesus. That was a lot of talking about not much.
Well, we're talking about America.
America. That's right.
Talking about some people who got arrested for standing up for America, people writing songs about America, people celebrating in different ways in America.
That's right.
So there you are. What do you want for our 4th of July show?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what we're talking about today.
At least we showed up.
Yeah, exactly. We're here. You guys are here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we shall get back into the tunage here. Well, since we're talking about America, Demolich would like to hear probably the most cliche song from Night Ranger.
Okay.
You Can Still Rock in America.
Wow, digging deep.
I know. Well, it's a tradition, man. It's classic. It's a classic tune, and your friend Matt Wardlaw would not mind at all.
Not even a little. In fact, my interview with Night Ranger went up on Friday, actually.
Very nice.
So there you go.
All right. Well, here's Night Ranger for Demolich. This is You Can Still Rock in America, exclusively here
On your classic metal show.
Hey, this is Nick from Paradise Lost, and you're watching CMS TV.
It's Beggars and Thieves right here on the Classic Metal Show with Love's a Bitch. That one going out by request to Skippy. Heard some Extreme in there with Rise for the Polish rocker. Big Star with My Life is Right for Four-Heady Trunk. Golden Earring in there with Cell 29 for Jackal. Black Sabbath featuring Tony Martin with Headless Cross for Roger. Van Halen with Dead or Alive for the Hardy Boy. And kicking off the rock block there, we heard Scorpions with Dynamite from my nephew James. And
there we go.
To the top of the hour and the last hour of the show.
Yes and yes.
So that was the plan. I thought I'd take us right to the top of the hour.
I like it.
So
could have taken us to the bottom of the hour. I'd have liked it.
So plenty of tunes there this evening. Already playing 20 of them so far.
Nice. Very cool.
Lots of stuff.
All right.
All right. Do you have anything you want to jump into at all?
I do, actually. I have a story that I've been sitting on and would have done it last week had my back decided not to be a bitch. But speaking of being a bitch, let's talk some Nikki Sixx, shall we?
All right.
So, you know who Shannon Larkin is, right?
Yes.
The drummer from Wrathchild AD a million years ago. And then obviously the last 20 whatever years, he's been the drummer of Godsmack. And he recently quit Godsmack.
Okay.
Reasons are not especially clear. Like, doesn't sound like it was an ugly split. Doesn't sound like it was a good split. Sounds like maybe he was just tired of it. You know, and Godsmack's kind of winding down.
Yeah, I haven't heard the term Godsmack in quite a while.
Yeah, I mean, they put out an album a year or so ago, and it came, it went. It
was here today. It was gone later today.
But they've had their moments. I mean, Godsmack has been a very big band for the last 25 years.
I remember when they came out, that song Voodoo that they had just played on the radio
endlessly.
Constantly.
Yeah. I saw them their first run through Cleveland. They played at Peabody's Down Under on a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
There was no one there. There was me because I was covering it for Scene. There was like it was before the album had even come out. There was like 3 other people there, and there was the staff, and that was it. It was nobody in the room. And I ain't gonna lie, I've seen Godsmack 5 or 6 times. It was by far the best that they ever played. And they were playing for nobody. They were just playing to get their check, I'm assuming. You know, they probably figured if they didn't play, they wouldn't get paid. So they played. And they were kick-ass. They were good then, but I don't know. Do you like them, or is that just not your thing?
No, I mean, I like some of their stuff. I mean, I'm not a hardcore Godsmack fan. I mean, I know some of their stuff, but, you know, they're okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're fine. I thought as that era went, especially when we were getting a whole lot more of the Jesus and Mary chain and shit like that, you know, as that stuff was coming up, and No Doubt, and, you know, was that Meredith Brooks and stuff like that all came out in that era.
Right.
I thought Godsmack was pretty good. They still reminded me of a metal band, sort of. A light metal band, but a metal band. Well, I don't know if you remember this. You probably do. But Godsmack wrote a song about Nikki Sixx after touring with them called Crying Like a Bitch.
Yes, I remember that. Yes.
You know, and there's not been a whole lot of love lost between the two camps. And it resulted from touring together. Well, as I said before, Shannon Larkin quits the band recently. He goes on, I guess, some podcast or his own podcast or something to just do a little bullshit. And I think he was talking about, now that I'm looking at the story here, I think he was talking about, this is such an odd move. When he quit the band, they brought in some other guy for a minute, and then they replaced him with Mike Mangini from Dream Theater, and Annihilator, and a bunch of bands, who's way overqualified to be playing in Godsmack.
Yeah, right. He's more of a technical player.
Yeah, but to be honest, so was Shannon. I mean, Wrathchild was not easy music. Wrathchild, was that band called Wrathchild 3D, right? Or AD?
Was it Wrathchild America?
Wrathchild America, and the album was in 3D, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, he plays really well. I mean, he's a good player, Shannon. But he was talking about Mangini coming into the band and this other guy leaving the band. And of course, he made kind of an off comment. I'll read it. And of course, fucking Nikki Sixx can't let this go because he's a doucher. I'm not going to read all of this stuff here, but he says, Godsmack uses no click tracks, no backing tracks. It's a thing that a lot of other musicians talk about, too. I notice now. I'm really noticing it. We've been saying it for years as we watch the advent of everybody started adding the rhythm guitar or something being played, but there isn't a guy behind the amps playing it. It's on a track. Oh, it's a new thing, kinda. And backups. You see Nikki Sixx up there with Motley Crue. He's not really singing. He looks away, but you still hear his voice. Well, it's a track playing. But in order for those things to happen, the band has to be on a click track, and the band doesn't have to. It's just us, the drummer. We're on a click, so it's always the same every night. So it's homogenization of what used to be the dangerous feeling of a rock show. Dangerous from a band's aspect on stage, too. You don't know what's gonna go on. So you get that, right? Before I go further.
Yeah.
Is he out of line on any of this?
No, because I mean that's been the discussion for. Well, we'll give Sir Edward Trunk his
due. Sure.
His railing against the backing tracks.
Mm-hmm. And whether you're for him or not, that's not even really the deal here. He's just saying people use it.
Yeah.
And as a guy that toured with Motley Crue, there's probably some validity to him saying Nikki Sixx is up there not singing.
Well, he's, we've seen it. We've seen it in some of the videos that we've played. He's not even playing bass.
Yeah. But he's probably seen it on the tech level as well. That, this is Nikki's track, or this is whoever's track, Vince's track or whatever. He's toured with them, so on some level, he probably has knowledge. Is that fair?
That is true.
Well, of course, Nikki has to go and counter this. And where else would he go but to social media? Because that's where you go to have these fights, right?
Well, yeah, of course. We've got to go to the court of public opinion.
That's right. So he goes to X, and he says, who's this Sharon Larkin hater? Like he doesn't know. Mm-hmm. Like he doesn't know that he toured with the guy.
He called him Sharon?
Shannon Larkin hater.
Okay. I thought he was saying that like being sarcastic.
No, he's saying it like I've never heard of this fucking nobody. Mm-hmm. But wait, it gets better because this is the funny part to me. He's trying. I'll read it and then I'll answer this part.
All right.
It's funny how so many B- and C level bands seem to spend more time talking about us than writing songs people actually remember. Full stop. There's no chance in hell that Godsmack is a B-level band. Is there?
No, not at all.
Whether you like them or hate them, you know of them. They were a dominant band in the 2000s. They were in the same boat as Korn, Biscuit, Disturbed. Wouldn't you say they were right there in that mix?
Oh, yeah.
They're not a B-level band, or certainly not a C-level band.
I don't think there was a week that went by where you didn't hear the name Sully Erna
That's what I mean.
in the news for some reason or another.
Yeah. I mean, if this guy wants to look up C-level bands, why don't you start with his own bands? 6 a.m. or the Brides of Destruction. Those are B and C-level bands. Not Godsmack. Godsmack sold a shit ton of records. They have easily 20 hits. Easily 20. This is not a B, but again, Nikki thinks he's so important. I don't think he has more hits than Godsmack. I don't think Motley has more hits than Godsmack. They're not the same time period. It's not the same audience, but it's certainly is close. If there's a little off, it's close. But listen, let me read a little more of this. Maybe it's jealousy, maybe it's insecurity, maybe ticket sales are a bit slow. Either way, borrowing someone else's spotlight has never been much of a long-term career strategy. I genuinely feel for musicians who never figured out that the best publicity is writing great songs over and over again, decade after decade, for fans, not critics. All right, I'm stopping here. When's the last time Nikki Sixx wrote a great song?
Well, a great song.
He said, his quote, I genuinely feel for musicians who never figured out that the best publicity is writing great songs over and over again, decade after decade, for fans, not critics. When is the last time this guy wrote a great song? I would say it's probably Life is Beautiful from 6 a.m. I think it's called Life is Beautiful. It's the only, it's a good song. I don't know the name of it, but.
All right.
But
well, for me, it would be Primal Scream.
And that's 1991.
Right.
So it's been 3 full decades since he's written a great song in your eyes.
In my eyes, yeah.
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt and moving up 10 years and saying 20 years. That's a stretch, but I did very much enjoy that 6 a.m. song. That one song, the album blew, but that song was good. So what is he talking about? Godsmack has written a bunch of hits since that 6 a.m. song. And certainly they've written a bunch of hits since Primal Scream. This guy is a tool bag.
Well, I think he didn't like being called out for using tracks.
Yeah. Well, notice he hasn't addressed that.
No, he hasn't.
Let me finish reading his quote. It reminds, and here comes guys like us taking the smack now. It reminds me of the endless bimbo podcast crowd that builds an audience by talking about everyone else instead of creating something worth talking about. Anyway, maybe he needs to take a nap before he does more press. That's the end of his statement.
Well, Nikki, Crying Like a Bitch on Spotify has 173 million plays.
Yeah. How many songs, just roughly, if you can do it real fast, I don't know how Spotify works exactly. How many songs do they have over 100? Does Godsmack have over 100 million plays?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6 songs.
Yeah, they got I Stand Alone has 404 million. Awake has 198 million. Bulletproof has 217 million. Voodoo has 176 million. Crying Like a Bitch has 173 million, and When Legend Rise has 159 million.
Yeah. This is not a tiny band. This isn't the Sleazebees that said this. This is a pretty legitimate guy in a pretty legitimate band. And again, I'd like to go back to my other point. Nowhere in here does he address the actual accusation
or comment
that he's upset about.
Right.
He's upset about Shannon Larkin saying that he used backing tracks. He doesn't address that.
And he can't address it because he can't deny it.
Mm-hmm. No, he can't deny it.
Because the minute he denies it, somebody's gonna, say, you're a fucking liar.
Yeah.
Look, here's proof.
Mm-hmm. So once again, he's a fraud. And
well, he just didn't like him talking about it.
Yeah. He didn't like being called out by somebody that's probably in the same stratosphere as him.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably the first time that anybody on that level. This would be if you want to take it to his own era of music, this would be like if Joe Elliott called him out. Like if Joe Elliott saw that they were running off tracks and he was like, he's like, yeah, after touring with them, really taught us not to use track, something like that.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, that's kind of what this is a guy that toured with them on more than likely a co-headlining tour. I'm really not believing that Godsmack was the opening band. Are you?
No.
I mean, this is Nikki just, and I want to go back again. I really don't like Nikki, so this makes it easy to beat on him. I don't like that he says this shit about, I genuinely feel for musicians who never figured out that the best publicity is writing great songs. What has Motley Crue's best publicity always been? Controversy, not songs. Hasn't it?
Yes, because they made their reputation on being a controversial band.
Yeah. Nobody's first discussions about Motley Crue were, holy shit, Looks to Kill is amazing. It was, look at the fucking devil worship imagery on this record, or look at the words here, or look at the, it was, and even going in the future, how many goddamn stories did we read about this guy pimping his books? Using his Motley Crue-ism to sell books. This guy is such a fucking fraud, man. He's just a fucking fraud, at least in my opinion. He's a fraud. I don't know what you think, but I the more he talks, the less I like him. And it's really, truly sad because there was a time that Motley Crue was at the top of my food chain as well. And seeing how fat I am, that's a fucking well-fed food chain.
Crue Fest 2 from 2009 is when Godsmack played with Crue. It said the only time the two bands hit the road together was the summer of 2009 for the traveling rock festival Crue Fest 2. Motley Crue was the headliner, supported by Godsmack, Theory of a Dead Man, Drowning Pool, and Charm City Devils.
Okay. Fair enough. You cannot say that Godsmack is any smaller than Motley Crue. Can you?
No, not at all.
I would say they're probably equals.
Yeah, they're probably on par.
Yeah.
Different eras, but on
different
par.
eras and different fans, but they're on the same level. If Godsmack goes away for the next 10 years and then comes back, they will be a stadium band. Don't you think?
Yeah, I think they'd be a big tour.
Yeah, I mean, there's several of those bands from the 90s that right now is the time for them to disappear for a little while. Pearl Jam, 9 Inch Nails, Godsmack, Disturbed. If those bands, and it seems like some of them are taking hiatuses, like Disturbed is not doing anything this year, and I don't think they'll probably be writing something next year, so probably 2 years off for them. I believe Korn is getting ready to release an album, but then they're supposed to take a hiatus as well. These bands they're all looking around and they're seeing, the bands that disappear come back and are bigger. Look at Limp Bizkit right now. Limp Bizkit's bigger than they ever were. And how did that happen? That's crazy. But so you think Shannon Larkin's right in this for saying it and Nikki's wrong? Is that your opinion?
Yeah. I mean, it's just the state of live music these days. Mm-hmm. I think he just used Motley Crue as an example, not specifically calling them out.
I do too.
I just think maybe that was the band or musician that came to mind.
Yeah. Somebody he had actually seen do it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I hate to disappoint you, Neely, but I'm about to disappoint you.
All right.
Because now here is the apology from Shannon Larkin to Nikki Sixx.
He apologized for mentioning him in a statement?
He did. I want to make an open letter to
as
Nikki
an example.
Sixx.
Yeah, I used for using you as an example.
Yeah. It's just a little show. I'm talking to 300 friends or whatever on a live stream, dude. You get more people if you said, I'm going to live stream in 5 minutes than I can get. That's why I'm apologizing. I was not doing that to attack you. I had fucking your first record on Leather Records. I have nothing but respect for you. You're a legend and you deserve all the accolades that you've gotten. Every award, all those platinum records, all that shit. You deserve it. Boo, boo, Shannon.
Yeah, he should have never did that.
Don't do that. Now you're crying like a bitch. Why would you apologize for this?
Yeah, there's nothing to apologize for. He just, as he says right at the beginning, he used him as an example.
Yeah. And again, there's still no denial of the example that was used. There is not a denial. There is not Nikki Sixx saying, I'm not using tracks on my vocals.
Yeah.
That's what Shannon said. Nikki's not singing. It's a track. Where's the statement? Where's the proof?
Well, we've said it here. I mean, I've said, I've gone to see Wasp the last couple of times they've come through the area, and it's very clear that Blackie is not singing all the words.
Yeah.
Because when you're watching Blackie, he turns away from the mic and, you still hear him singing.
Of course.
And so if I said, like Blackie Lawless does when he's singing, would that be a wrong statement to make?
No.
Using him as an example?
I don't think it's a wrong statement.
No, it's just,
Yeah, it's just what's going on.
It's just an example. Here's a person who's doing it live.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And again, you're feeding into it like it's an issue, like you're cheating. That's the part that I have the worst problem with Motley Crue over. It's like they know they're doing something wrong and they're trying to hide it. He ought to just come right out and say it. You know what? We're trying to give you the best fucking show we can give you. Sometimes that requires some backing tracks.
Mm-hmm.
But Tommy's still going to go crazy on the drums. I'm still going to roll around on the fucking stage like a lunatic. Vince is going to fall down a couple of times and fucking John 5 is going to look like a ghost. But it's a cool show when you got shit blowing up and half-naked chicks up there singing and dancing. You're getting a good show. Why not just say that? Other than he'd have to admit that he's a fraud. That's the only reason he doesn't admit it, because he'd have to admit that he's a phony. And this guy does not have it in him to be honest when it would make him look bad. That's it. That's just coming from me, from my bimbo podcast.
Yeah. Well, I think that, it's that whole ego.
Mm-hmm.
Just like, I can do no wrong.
Yeah.
And somebody within the, someone in the entertainment world, you use me as an example of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a secret.
Yeah, it's not a secret at all.
People have been talking about this for quite a while.
Mm-hmm. Yet Mr. The only way to get publicity is by writing great songs decade after decade. He was right up front and center today saying, hey, I've been sober for 25 years or whatever it is. You know, what does that have to do with your performance there, Nick? Nothing. Not a goddamn thing. This guy is such a fucking fraud on every level. And quite frankly, great, you've been sober 25 years. But that doesn't really excuse the fact that you were a fucking junkie dickbag for the first fucking 10 years we knew you. Want to explain that away there, pal? Want to tell me how it was the pressure of being a millionaire that led you to fucking shooting heroin, allegedly? A claim that's also been largely questioned, that he was ever a heroin addict and that he ever truly died on Christmas Day. All of that has been challenged. And he never has an answer for any of that. But you know what? He keeps writing those hit songs like The Dogs of War and whatever, decade after decade, Neely. The guy is a fucking legend.
Yeah.
Who could forget the great hit Sex? Remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
Bum.
Yeah, I honestly don't believe that Dogs of War was actually written. I think it was an AI thing.
It could very well have been. The video certainly was.
Well, the video was, but I think the actual song was.
Yeah, it probably was. It probably, I mean, again, we'll never know for sure. Nobody's going to ever sell that out, but I just don't, it doesn't sound anything like Motley Crue. I do know that. How about If I Die Tomorrow? Was that a great song, Nikki? Remember that one?
Yeah.
He's written a lot of
Crash
crap.
Your Car too.
Yeah, he's written a lot of crap. Afraid. Flush. Brandon. Glitter. I mean, I'm naming really bad songs right off the top of my... I mean, these are really bad songs.
Notice they all have one thing in common.
What's that?
They're all one-word titles.
One-word songs. It's because it makes them easier to fit down a toilet because they suck. They are just fucking shitty. Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, that's what's going on out there. I'm not gonna lie, I was so happy when I saw that Shannon took a shot at him. And then I
didn't even look at it as being taken a shot at him. It was just
an honest thought.
Yeah, to me, it just sounded like he was just using it as an example, as if everybody already knows this.
Yeah, well, I liked the example because Nikki is such a douchebag online that, you know, with his pomposity is at a level very few, even huge rock stars have. You know, he's in that like Dave Mustaine world of just being a pompous jagoff. And this kind of shit really shows it, doesn't it?
It does.
It's just awful. But
hey, this is Dave from Spread the Disease, and you're watching CMS TV.
All right, I got one more here.
All right.
And this is kind of a follow-up to something that we've already covered on the show before, but there was a follow-up to it.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about Phil Lewis.
Yes.
Put this on the screen here. And his look. Specifically his look.
Yeah, I like how somebody took a classic LA Guns photo and put him in there with his current look.
With his current look, exactly.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
It is funny.
But that's his, and again, and just so you know, Neely, I know you don't even look. We took a hella beating on this one from the fucking idiots on YouTube.
Me about it.
The idiots on YouTube hate us because God forbid, and they're saying that that's like what people are wearing now, and it's a hip look, and blah 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 blah. It's not what Phil Lewis from LA Guns has ever looked like.
he's not known for that.
No, and that's all we were saying. And we're saying it looks a little goofy. I think it looks goofy. It
does look goofy.
Looks goofy for a band singing Rip and Tear.
Yeah, I mean, look at the other guys in that picture.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the guys in LA Guns. I mean, they're the Hollywood vampires, got the black hair. They're like the Ramones.
And if I'm not mistaken, these are all the replacement player guys, right?
But
these aren't the original guys, are they?
Yeah, that's the original guys.
This is the original. Which one is Tracy?
He's up over Phil's shoulder.
This one? No.
He's
this guy?
If you go from top left to the right, that's Tracy, Steve, Kelly, or not Kelly, but Mick
Cripps.
Mick Cripps, Kelly Nichols, and Phil Lewis.
All right. I guess I just never paid enough attention to know what these guys look like.
Yep.
I know that this doesn't look like the guy that used to sing for LA Guns. I know that.
Yeah, that's the original lineup right there, the most popular lineup, rather.
Okay. Well, Phil Lewis explained his look.
Mm-hmm.
He, I guess he did some show or something. Phil Lewis from LA Guns is total rock and roll badass. He just did the most metal thing ever. He cut off all his long hair. He looked in the mirror after a New Year's Eve show at the Whiskey and said, "Fuck it," and shaved his whole head. So that's why we have this look.
Okay.
Phil says he's completely done with hair dye. He is never going to dye his hair again. He is sick of trying to look like he is 30 years old. Back in the late 80s, every single band on the Hollywood Strip looked exactly the same. Phil says it was just a boring uniform. He is totally over it. He's even ditching the heavy leather and studs, saying he will leave that gear to Alice Cooper. He just wants to be real. His hair is growing back naturally since February, and it looks awesome. I don't know about that. Now here's where the AI comes in.
Yes.
Guitar legend Tracy Guns loves the new look.
Does he?
And 99% of the fans think it's killer. 99%, Neely.
I guess I must be in the 1%.
Well, me and you must be, as this next sentence says, but a few whiny haters, well, these ones are in South America, are complaining.
Right.
They think Phil sold out just because he is getting older. You know what Phil told them? He said they can fuck off. Hell yeah. That is the exact raw angst and fire we need.
All right. You go, Phil.
So there you go. So he just got tired of the long black hair and cut it off. That's
All
really
right.
what it comes down to.
Okay.
But good for him. I love these graphics.
Yeah, that's funny.
That Phil Lewis guy looks like he should be fucking working the counter at Green Acres or something.
Yeah, I know. Oh, you think he's Sam Drucker?
Yes. or one of those guys on what was that show where it started with them riding the train? It was a cowboy show. Maverick? Was that Maverick? Way back in the 60s.
The Wild Wild West?
Might have been the Wild Wild West. It started, the beginning was like a train.
Mm-hmm.
And you'd see the train running, and they were running across the top of the train, having like a gunfight or something. It was like a cartoon intro.
Yeah.
I can't remember it probably was the Wild Wild West, but anyway, Phil Lewis, there is why he has this new look. Not sure where he got this suit from, but whatever. Good for him.
So where did you get that picture of the original lineup with his new look injected in
Somebody posted it on X, and I just stole it.
So we're not the only ones who see that.
No, absolutely not.
It's funny.
Absolutely not. Everybody thinks this is a goofy. Nobody can figure it out. A lot of people, myself included, the first time I saw a video of it, I thought they replaced Phil. I really did. I was like, damn, this guy sounds like Phil.
Yeah.
And then I looked, I was like, holy shit, that's it. And then there was a video of Eric, one of his road story videos,
Okay.
was with LA Guns, and Phil came in, and I'm telling you, I kid you not, they all started talking nice to him, and I figured out who he was. But at first, I thought he was like a catering guy or a backstage guy. Because he comes walking in with the white hair, and he didn't have the jacket on. He just had like a white shirt and suspenders or something on. And I was like, look at this. Who is this guy? And what's he doing in Steven's dressing room? And then he's like, hey, buddy, how are you? And then Steven's like, hey, Phil, how are you doing? You know, whatever.
Right.
So it's definitely an interesting change.
Sure.
Hey, more power to him, I guess. I mean, who gives a shit anymore? The only ones that are going to see him is the fucking 1,000 people or whatever that go to the show at the XYZ casino in Name Your City. So, no, it's not like he's going to be on TV or anything.
No.
So I guess it doesn't matter. But by the way, did you know that today or yesterday was Stephen Piercy's birthday?
On July 4th?
Either the 3rd or the 4th. I don't remember which day. But
well, he did mention when I saw him a few weeks ago that he had a birthday coming up.
Yeah, the big 7-0. He is 70.
Is he?
Yep.
I thought he was older.
Well, he's saying 70.
Okay, well, he might be.
I saw a bunch of posts about happy 70th to Stephen Piercy. So
okay. Well.
He could be 80 for all we know, but if he's claiming 70, I'll go with 70.
Right. Well, Don, it was Don's birthday last week, too.
Was he 40?
73.
But he would never lie about it.
Nah.
He's just like, fuck it, who cares?
Yeah, June 29th.
All right, one last one here. We'll kind of slow it down or wrap it up or whatever.
All right.
This is actually sad. This is really kind of a bummer. Do you remember? It was right when I came back on the show. And Red Dragon Cartel had that disastrous first show.
Yeah, that singer, he was all fucked up.
The singer was fucked up and drunk. And
it was at the whiskey.
Mm-hmm. Well, sad news from him through his family, this is just a bummer. Look at this shit. The daughter of Harem Scarum drummer and Red Dragon Cartel frontman Darren James Hill revealed that her father has been diagnosed with early onset dementia Alzheimer's. Man, that sucks. How old can this guy be? He's probably, like 60 at most? At most. Here's the daughter's statement. Hello, everyone. This is Keely, Darren's daughter. I want to make everyone aware that my father has been diagnosed with early onset dementia Alzheimer's. It's coming on fast, and I am aware of his strange behavior. I would like to apologize for any pictures, videos that may have been sent from my father. He is not in his right mind. With that being said, I am shutting down his social media. If anyone would like to reach out to me with concerns, feel free. This is being handled and not ignored. And then the band Harem Scarum put out a statement. It says, as many of you are aware, Darren is dealing with issues at this moment. We are in close contact with him and will announce any update as his family are willing to share. As bandmates and friends, we fully support Darren in the present as well as whatever his future holds, as I'm sure all of you do too. Team Scarum. Translation, we're trying out drummers. Don't you think?
No, of course.
I mean, what are they going to do? They're not going to break up. Just got to get a new drummer, but what a bummer, huh? I mean, that just sucks. Alzheimer's is there a worse way to go? What to you would be the worst way to go? Would that be one of the worst ways to go?
Well, I mean, that's just you just start wasting away at that point. You know, you're I mean, that's obviously what Walter Parazator from Chicago passed away from. You know, that was like 5 years.
Yeah, I mean,
from the time he was diagnosed until he passed away, it was just slowly but surely. It just takes away your ability to have cognizant thought, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, for you, the person that's forgetting everything, I mean, one, how scary would that be to wake up every fucking morning and not know where you are and maybe not even recognize friends or family or whatever, or, you know, get in your car to go somewhere and then not know where you fucking are. Meanwhile, you're in your driveway or something.
I would hate to think that you're driving with that condition.
Well, but dude, there's people that are undiagnosed for a little while.
Well, that part is true. I agree.
People that think they're just forgetting shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and again, my dad at the end, part of what he died from was dementia. There were moments, I mean, right up until maybe 4 days before he actually passed, there were moments that he would be clear as a bell, like clear. Like, you know, I was spending time with him, like at the hospital at night, because he was scared. You know, he was afraid of being in that hospital, and he'd wake up and he couldn't move because they'd taken out all the hardware of his fucking hip because he also had sepsis. It was a bad scene.
Right.
So they had taken out the fake, what is that, artificial hip or whatever they put in because it all got
the hip joint. Yeah.
Yeah, because it all had sepsis. So he couldn't stand up and he couldn't move and he hurt real bad because he had a fucking leg floating around in his bag of skin, I guess. And but he was scared to death just being in the hospital because he didn't know anybody. He didn't know who was there. So we took shifts between me and my brother and my mom so that we were kind of covering 24-hour shifts. You know what I mean? So that no matter when he woke up, we could be like, oh, no, it's just me. It's your son. Remember? And I mean, there was one time in particular, right before he died, maybe 4 days, 5 days before he died. He lit me up hard about the whole bullshit between me and him and my mom and, you know, the 12 years that we didn't speak. Like he ripped me pretty hard. And I couldn't really, what am I going to do? A, it was true. And B, you know, what am I going to do? Fight with this guy that's in a hospital bed near death?
Yeah, you just let him have his say.
Just let him have his say. And you're like, you're right, Dad. You're right, Dad. So we're talking about this for like an hour or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden, he just breaks into, well, what are you doing here, Dan? And I was like, what? And he was talking about some guy that he had worked with like 25 years earlier. And he thought that was me. He thought I was that guy all of a sudden. But I mean, he snapped from perfectly coherent, now he doesn't know who I am anymore.
Right.
That fast. And it was really, it's tough to watch. I can't imagine the fear factor in your brain when you're going through something like that. And you sort of know what's going on, but then you don't. You forget from second to second. That's got to fucking be very scary, man. But anyway, hopefully Darren...
Then again, do you remember what you just forgot or just thought of? Or
well, there's that, but there's that whole thing of, you know, does every day start out scared the same way again? And how long will it be? You know, if we're talking practicalities here, how long is the family going to keep playing along? They will for a while. But after a while, I don't care who you are, there's going to be that moment where you're going to be like, I tell you every fucking day I'm your son.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to have that moment because you're going to get frustrated and pissed off and whatever. And it's not the person's fault. But if we're being honest, that is what goes through your head. You know, it went through my head. I didn't say it, but it definitely went through my head. It was fucking brutal.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I didn't want to talk about my dad as much as I just wanted to
you
share a like story.
You can relate the situation.
Yeah. Well, I hope for Darren. I don't know what do you hope for in this? Quick death?
Yeah, I mean, you know, once you're diagnosed with it, there's not much you can do.
It doesn't go away. There's no meds or anything for it. It just gets worse. Yeah, I don't know what you wish for. I wish for his family to have good final moments, I guess, because That's that. That just sucks. Just
Yeah,
blows.
he's 59, by the way.
59, dude. That'd be like if you started forgetting who you are tomorrow. Wow, fuck. That just blows. I wonder if he got the shot. I'd be interested to hear. But anyway, and that's all the news I have. If you've got one little shorty.
Well, I do have one short story. It's not music related.
That's all right.
Are you familiar with the term sex tourism?
Sex tourism? No.
Yes.
I'm not.
I was not aware of this either. Well, there's a TikToker, since we've been on the TikToker kick tonight.
Right.
Claims that white women specifically will seek out black men in viral take on sex tourism.
One more time. White women are now chasing down black dudes?
That's what this TikToker claims. She says white women specifically will seek out black men in viral take on sex tourism. So they'll travel to find black men.
All right. I can see that.
Can you?
Yeah.
All right.
They like the dick.
Well, I know, but you have to go out of the country to find it?
They probably have to go away from it so that their family doesn't find out.
All right. Well, let's see what this has to say. And a TikTok creator identified as Kylie Brewer said in a video posted to the platform that global and domestic sex tourism patterns reflect the racial fetishization of black people, and she called on viewers to share their own accounts. If you don't know, some of the highest rates of sex tourism are among white women traveling to Africa to engage in sexual activity with black men. Wow. You would think that you would go to Africa to have sex with black men when AIDS runs rampant over there?
Well, apparently they're not worried about that. Or maybe it's through, it could very well be through an agency too that fucking tests them and shit. Who knows?
Oh, all right.
Probably is. If they're saying that this is sex tourism, then there's a foundation that's making money on it. It's not it's not four black guys in a hut looking for some white girl to fuck.
It's some industry.
Yeah, it's a business. It's got to be.
Yeah. Brewer said Kenya, Gambia, and Egypt are some of the most common.
Egypt?
She said Egypt.
I've been to Egypt.
Yeah, they're going to bumfuck Egypt.
Yeah, just
maybe they're going to stick some cocaine up their asses.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. You want to fuck an Egyptian dude, just don't shake his hand.
If you want to walk like one too. You kind of walking funny because you got cocaine up your ass after an intimate encounter with a black man.
Cocaine in my asshole. Bink.
You're kind of walking funny. I'm walking like an Egyptian.
That's right. Egyptian full of blow in his ass.
She said the women who travel for that purpose frequently underpay the men who are involved. They frequently underpay them.
So they go catch some dick and then don't want to pay for it?
But they said underpay. I don't know.
What's the going rate for a black cock?
Well, that was where I was just going with it. It's just like, well, what is the rate? Like, it's $3.79.
Do you pay per inch?
I don't know.
Maybe that's it. They try to pay per inch. The guy's saying he's got 10 inches, but he's only got 8.
It's a
keeping my $30 for those 2 inches you didn't give me.
It's a pay-as-you-go situation.
Right. Pay as you blow.
And when these women travel there, they often severely underpay them,
wow.
She said. I wonder how she knows so much.
Sounds like she might have some experience in this area.
Maybe. Brewer linked the industry to economic conditions in the destination countries, not to mention that a lot of people who are forced into this industry do so because of severe economic hardships, which is why sex tourism is so common in developing countries, she said. This is just beyond, it's hard enough to get chicks to have sex with you, let alone they'll fly to a foreign country to get some black dick and pay for it.
And pay for it. But I went to several countries and I was more than willing to pay for it. So I guess this isn't really new.
No, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work the opposite direction.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
What do you mean? What, you don't think women should go somewhere and buy some strange cock?
How many women are willing to pay you to have sex?
Well, it's not that. It's more of the getting something quote unquote exotic.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Some Alabama black snake.
They don't want to fucking fuck some idiot that's fucking looting a Walmart. They want to fuck Manute Bol's brother in fucking Kenya or wherever.
They want the real experience in fucking a mud hut.
Yeah. They want a dark black dick. One that disappears when the lights are turned off, dick. That's what they want.
Right. She wants to fuck in a mud hut in her mud hole.
Yes. Exactly right.
She drew a contrast with the destination she said that white men typically choose. White men typically choose countries in Asia or the Philippines, Thailand, places like that, Brewer said. While the people involved vary, she said her central point concern specific patterns. So while the physical characteristics and race of the people that the white people are sleeping with, that they are traveling to engage in prostitution vary greatly, the point is that white women specifically will seek out black men.
Yeah.
Brewer said the pattern also appears in the United States, and that happens in the United States as well. She said there's a lot of instances of white women waking up to a black man and walking up to black men in clubs and offering them money. Mm-hmm. Are you kidding me? Are you shitting me?
Hey there, Lamar. Would you like 300 to stick it in my booty hole?
Or white couples where the husband walks up to the black man and offers him money to sleep with his wife.
Oh, this is a product. This is a separate discussion, but this cucking thing is such a product of this generation of pussies.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
There's such pussies that fucking real men are like, I'm going to fuck your wife right in front of you, and you're going to sit there and videotape it. And yes, okay. Is 4K okay? Dicks. Fucking douchebags.
She encouraged viewers to come forward with similar experiences, and if you have a story like this, I would really encourage you to drop it in the comments, she said. You could do it anonymously or include your name because I don't think people realize how common this is. Well, I wasn't aware this was a common practice.
I wasn't aware it was common, but certainly people like to fuck chicks of other races.
Yeah, but we're talking about chicks seeking out men to fuck them.
I don't know.
Since when has it been a problem?
Well, it's still not a problem.
But they're paying for it.
They're just paying for what they want. They're just becoming guys.
I guess.
Guys, look, I know some guys have a real problem with paying for pussy or whatever. Most guys, if the girl's hot, first of all, every guy knows that they're paying for pussy whether they're paying for pussy or not.
Right. Whether it's an actual monetary exchange or exchange of time and favors and whatever.
And useless dinners and useless conversation just to get her to blow me. That is what it is. And the older you get, the more you realize that that's what it is. And I think chicks, and I don't know this, but I see online a lot how these chicks are just like American dudes suck, white dudes are terrible, blah, 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 blah. And quite honestly, and I won't say the person's name, but I know a female in her 20s that will date nothing but fucking scumbag black dudes. Just will not date. And I don't have a problem with her banging black dudes. If you want to fuck black guys, go ahead. But pick the ones that are fucking respectable. Like, she has a baby with a black dude that is, he does nothing. He doesn't work. He keeps getting fired from jobs. He smokes pot all fucking day. You know, and she'll stand up for this fucking dickbag like he's Jeff Bezos. Like she should be doing that. And it's like, where's your own self-respect in this? You know, why are you settling for a fucking dick? A fucking loser that's been in jail and going back to jail. What the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, you have to question that when you start talking about this shit, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Terrible.
Brewer closed by condemning the dynamics she described, but yeah, again, the fetishization of people of color, specifically black people, is disgusting, and you all really need to stop, she said.
Why?
I don't know. Why is she so concerned?
Yeah, I don't know.
What is her concern for that?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, I mean, and I don't know this to be true, but I do my share of being online as well as watching porn. And, you know, one of the things with black dudes these days is they really take a beating when they start fucking white women. That is an actual movement right now, that there's a lot of black dudes that go on their little podcasts or whatever and like, stop trying to fuck the bosses. You know, like they use the plantation terms.
Yes.
You know, they're like, stop trying to fuck the plantation owner's daughter. You know, that shit. And there's a real stigma out there about black dudes fucking white chicks. So maybe that stigma is enough to where the white chicks are like, well, fuck, I'm going to go to Kenya and I'm going to bang me fucking Hakeem Olajuwon's cousin or something. You know, I mean, there is that does exist. The fetishism of it. That part does, I know, exists.
Right.
So, I mean, maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
I don't know, but I just thought that was a whole weird industry, you know, where...
How do I start one of those businesses?
Yeah, really.
Sounds like an easy business. Find a desperate whore that wants to fuck a guy from fucking Egypt.
Yeah, but again, I don't know any women who are, you know, interested in doing that. But then again, you know, whatever. But obviously, these are women who have to have money because they're traveling.
That's why I'm saying.
You know, they're you know, have money to burn.
These would be good clients as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, because they're willing to travel halfway around the globe to fulfill this quote unquote fetish or fantasy or whatever it is.
And I'll bet you, I don't know this to be true, obviously, but I'll bet you they will pay a premium to also have it kept private.
Well, according to this TikToker, they're severely underpaying these men. Severely. That's what she said.
When I start my agency, I'll be getting paid up front.
Right. So funny. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap up the show.
All right. Sounds good.
We appreciate everybody who's tuned in and celebrated the 250th with us, even though Chris hates all of you for being false about it. But
true.
That's his own issue.
True.
But since we were talking about LA Guns there in this segment, I got a request for LA Guns that I'm going to end the show with.
All right.
I got a request for LA Guns from their Cocked and Loaded release for Johnny Castle. He'd like to hear Slap in the Face. So for these white women to go seeking out black men, it's a big slap in the face as far as I'm concerned. So anyway, we're going to get out of here. Everybody have a safe and enjoyable weekend or week rather, and hopefully we'll be back next week and do it all over again.
Yep.
I'm glad your back's held out for you this week.
Yeah, I made it, but now I'm going to go lay down.
All right, perfect. All right, well, we're going to get out of here, so I'm going to leave you with the LA Guns. So this is Neely along with my very good friend,
Chris Akin.
We're gone.
Bye-bye, kitties.
Hello.